So the usual, right? Okay. All right. Good to know. Okay. Sounds good. All right. Let's see. Do I need to add, or are you in the room as well, Zim? Okay.
What you do?
Love you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye. No. Love you. Bye. I need a password. I am, but I can switch scenes real quick. Okay, what's good, everybody? I am Big Bot. Hey. How are we feeling today, ladies and gents? Wait, that's OBS. I can't put that over there. Oh, YouTube chat's probably mad that I'm not live yet. YouTube chat's probably fuming. 2-minute stream delay. It'd be that way sometimes, you know? Ah, there's just some random kid spamming in YouTube chat. Shocker. Put him in timeout. The way it be. I know there's no audio, you foreheads. You think I didn't figure that out by the time y'all were saying it in chat? What up? How's everybody doing today? Why is Day in here? Why can I not see? Wait. Oh, stop watching. That's what I wanted to do. Okay. So Day is not here. Let's see. Are we waiting on Day? Oh, my bad. Yeah. He's not in the car, right? Okay. Moment, chat. We're working on getting Day in here, and then after that, we should be good to go. Mobile Mayhem. What up? I guess I should get the desktop audio turned on as well. We will go over the schedule and the standings real quick. For those of you just now joining us, we do have Exiled versus Violence. Should be a good matchup. You know what? We'll take a look at the standings real quick because that'll give us a little bit more context for the actual matchups. We did have a change in scoring, so now the way that scoring is going to go is a loss is 0 points rather than being negative points, so we don't have a bunch of teams in the negative from now on. Everybody will be above 0. A loss is constituted as 0. A sweep is constituted as 20 points, and a 2-1 split is constituted as positive 10 points. So that's why you see Nova Academy at 10 points. Everybody else that's gain points is at 20 because they did get the sweep in their games. And as such, they were able to move up to those top spots. So we do have Hammers, Fierce, Infinix, and Exiled all at the 20-point mark. Nova Academy, the only 10-point team. Taking a look at the schedule real quick. Exiled versus Violence, and I already forgot who the 20-point teams were. Exiled being one of those 20-point teams. Background music is still here, and I'm a bot, and that was probably too loud. I apologize. After that, we got Hammers versus Fierce. Hammers, aka Arsenal Hammers, I believe, is one of the teams at 20 points. You know what? Honestly, let's just hop into the gameplay and we'll let the gameplay talk for itself. Day is here. All right, face cam almost good to go. Day. Check.
Very, very close. Yes.
Okay.
Running a little behind from work today, but I'm here.
Oh, good. Get that moved over to the side.
Are we live yet?
Yes, we are.
Can they hear me live?
Yes.
Oh, hello, stream. How are you guys doing today?
Yeah, just waiting to get Day in the room, and then we should be good for game number 1, which is going to be, as we saw on the schedule previously, Exiled versus Violence. Exiled, one of those teams that did go 2-0 on the first day. Violence getting 2-0'd, but definitely gave a good effort. And taking a look at the standings one more time before we actually hop into the action. Our 2-0 teams, Exiled, Infinix, Hammers, and Fierce. So game number 2 is definitely going to be an interesting one as well. I believe that will be 2 of our 2-0 teams going up against each other, Fierce and Hammer, so that should be a fun one to watch. We have Day's face cam right there.
Is it, real quick before we get too far into it, is it super pixely right now?
It's a little pixely, but it's so small on the screen that you can't really tell.
Oh no, I could certainly tell yesterday. We're
Okay.
probably just gonna do the zoom thing again for now.
Okay.
Thanks, Benzo. Appreciate it, bud.
And yeah, we should be good to go. Mic muted. LOL, we can't hear you. LOL, put on your mic. I'm assuming y'all are trolling me right now, right? I'm pretty sure, based on the fact, is that the real Godsley in my chat calling me a bot? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You want to call me a bot? I'll call you a simp. Easy claps. 2 can play this game. This ain't my first rodeo. Alright. Yeah, we do have our teams loaded in. Hey, Godsley subbed. I appreciate it. Welcome. Welcome. Can we get some sub hype in chat? Sending out our notifications for the stream. And we are almost good to go. Just got to get Day into the room. And
joining right now.
All right.
Of course, Splinter. Benzo on top of that.
Appreciate
stuff,
the appreciate your patience and everything, chat. Once we get loaded in, things should be running smoothly. All right.
That is not what we wanted, team.
All right. Yeah, just a moment, and we'll be good to hop into the action.
I think after stream today, pretty sure we're just gonna go ahead and order another camera because I'm tired of messing with this thing.
All right. Let's see. Let me send out Discord notifications real quick as well.
Apparently can't even mirror zoom today.
At everyone. And
Benzo, can you confirm this is just a white screen?
Bobby talk. Yeah, I know y'all can hear me. I know that YouTube streams trolling. That's what YouTube stream does. Copy.
Yeah, just a white screen. That's what I thought.
Send now, and we're good. I would say just go ahead and run it the way that it was, and if you want to try to get things figured out in between, we can do that.
Again, I'm gonna order a not off-brand camera for next week, even though this one's brand new.
Sounds good. Sent the invite. I think we should be good to start game number 1. All right. Is Bobby really a bot? Yes, I am the definition of a bot. I am big bot. All right. Here we go. Hopping into our first game. Firing range. Hardpoint. We do have Exiled versus Violence right here. Two of the newer teams in the league, both joining us last season. We do have Mason getting the first blood, rocking the DRH right there. A few assault rifles in play. Actually, a little bit of variety as we see some ASM-10, some DRH, some ICR. Always love to see the variety. Mason picking up kill number 2. And we do have Violence taking control of 10 right here. Picking up another kill on the board and looking to pick up a 4th. Not going to be able to do it, but they do take control of the hard point. And we do now have Exiled rotating up from the firing range side. Bear coming across, trying to get the trip mine kill, and actually ends up hit marking with it. Gets the kill, but will die to the Molotov. And pretty even off the start as both teams continuing to trade back and forth. Decoy up in that top spot, but not able to get any kills out of it as Silo lasers him out right there.
Yeah, so far this has been a pretty back and forth game, which we do quite often see here on the first hardpoint on a lot of maps, Bobby, just because we don't have any operators in play this early on. There's no score streaks, and obviously the introduction of us now allowed to play with the Molotovs gives a lot of area denial to a lot of these points. So definitely would like to see a couple more players start working in the trophy systems. But oh, Silo!
Yeah.
What a gunfight for him. That was crazy.
Yeah, beautiful shots coming out of him to be able to protect that hard point for a little bit longer. We do have Violence pushing in, taking control of the hard point for the time being, and quite a few people in the surrounding area. Mason on the inside trying to hold it down by himself. He's not going to be able to do so, but players looking to rotate in from the firing range side. Darky is going to hold it down for the time being for Exiled. But Forbid looking to slide in. He does get the frag, retaking control right there. It's been a very, very back and forth game so far. Currently tied at 40 points apiece, and looking like it will continue to go this way throughout the rest of the game. Definitely keeping an eye on the rotations. Beautiful shots by Poison to get the double right there with the ASM-10. Picks up another one onto Bear, tries to slide, takes out Darky as well, and it's only the Molotov that's able to stop him. 11 kills on the board for him, and full score streaks activated.
Now, this is getting to be a pretty intense game so far. We do have Poison top fragging in the game by quite a bit. I mean, only followed by his team at 7, 7, 6, and 6. 14 as Poison finds the triple. Mason able to find Neji on the back. And this is starting to look like a pretty solid position for Violence to be in. Again, they're up against one of the top teams from last season. I mean, all the way up until the last day or 2 days of the competition, Exiled was tied for first.
Yeah, they're looking really good right now. Poison finally gets knocked off of his streak. And actually a pretty nice feed right there for Exiled. We do have Undy on the inside of the hard point. Able to hold that down with the ICR. Getting the frag onto Mason. 3 players all coming up from firing range side for Violence. They're going to try to push into this wood hard point. We do have Decoy getting frags as well as Silo. Poison continuing to cook, but it's actually his teammate Decoy getting the double right there. Using the Molotov on the backside to try to control entry, and pretty solid control for Violence once again, as those Molotovs alongside the firing power of the ASM-10 going to make it very, very easy to hold right now. Not really any type of momentum going for Exiled. They're going to have to turn something around right now to be able to make an entry into this hard point.
Yeah, Decoy's about to have his Goliath online and about 2 kills as well, as he has the Pred missile ready to go. But Neji is going to knock him with the Annihilator there, so definitely going to set that back a little bit. Poison, as you mentioned several times, having a rocking game, slowed down a little bit, but the team has picked up there. Mason finds a big double kill there, and crossing the 125-point mark here. Violence, they're feeling good in the rest of this game. They've got score streaks coming online. And shy of honestly a miracle, this is going to be hard for Exiled to make a comeback.
And we noted Mason was one of the newer players in this league, being a new player for Violence. Definitely playing a big role for them right now. 13 kills on the board for him. Darky, the only Exiled player to even hit double digits, so obviously a major factor in their struggle so far, as map control for Violence has just given them so much advantage in these gunfights. We do have Darky sliding down in the hard point, not able to win that. And it actually is Exile pushing on to take control of the hard point for the time being, but Mason calling in that cluster strike is going to make it very difficult for them to hold that position. Bear, however, gets the triple with the quad. Gets the quad feed with the Annihilator, does die to the Pred missile right there. Nobody on the point for either team. Only 7 seconds needed for Violence to be able to close this one out. We do have an XS1. Yeah, XS1 Goliath out. Control of the hard point for Exile, but it looks like we've got a Goliath in play for Violence too, and that could make things a lot more complicated.
Yeah, and this is a hard spot for Exile to be in, with only 4 points away here. Actually, might be enough.
1
to end.
point.
Oh, they didn't stay on it. They didn't stay on the point for the last second. Oh, that sucks. But 1 point away, obviously, now Exiled are just absolutely pinned to the wall here. They can't afford to give up a single tick. They can win off of this hard point, though, if they're able to keep it uncontested for the remaining time. So this is definitely big and important for Violence to get in here. And with the Goliath on board, this is going to be hard for them to do so.
They
do
get the
enough.
They get the contest right there, so they won't be able to win it on this hill. We do have 2 Goliaths in play for Exiled right now. One of them on the hard point. Obviously, it's going to be next to impossible to take that one at 3 Goliaths in play. This could actually be really, really dangerous for Violence right now. They're not going to be able to take out any of the Goliaths with Pred missiles, and it's going to really come down to...
If they can lock down next point, the Goliaths are going to take some time to rotate over. They have a big opportunity. They need 1 tick, Bobby. 1 tick.
I don't think they're going to be able to do it. Silo is already on the next hard point. He's taking out everybody for Violence, trying to make entry in. And unless we see some type of a miracle right now, it could actually be an absolute... 3 Goliaths on the hard point. I mean, that's a GG. They get the contest, but it's a GG. There's nothing you can do. 3 Goliaths, no Pred missiles, no Annihilators. And it ends up being Exiled coming away with the win after being down, I think, 149-94. I think that was the score. Just a miraculous comeback from them, showing the power of the Goliath score streak.
Well, they were down 63-143 at one point. I was mentioning right then and there, shy of a miracle. It was going to be hard for them to make the comeback. They found a couple big feeds, and as we mentioned, they were able to get 3 Goliaths onto that bunker hard point, and then were able to slowly make the rotation over. Fortunately, with that cushion that they have from the hard point shifting over, they were able to get the Goliaths into the hard point, and as you mentioned, it was just too hard for them to clear the triple Goliath off point, and that's Exiled making one heck of a comeback.
Yeah, that was absolutely phenomenal by them. I mean, honestly, if you're Violence looking back at that game, all you can really think of that you could have done differently is maybe save your Pred missiles and probably value your Annihilators a little bit more as well. They definitely slowed down toward the end, and because of that, they weren't able to get those second Annihilators that they would have needed in order to take out the opposing Goliaths, and the more they stacked up, the deeper the hole got, to the point where there just wasn't really anything that they could do about it. And top frag for the winning team was Undy going 15-20. Just absolutely playing the crap out of the objective right there to help them get the win. But next up, we will be hopping into Search and Destroy on Tunisia. So we'll see whether or not Violence can turn things around and maybe push this to a Game 3.
Chat's going wild about the comeback right now. Oh man, yeah, definitely a very, very interesting way to start off the day here for the second day of season 3 of Mobile Mayhem. But big comeback from Exiled again. They were one of the top teams last season, at least throughout the whole season. Definitely struggled a little bit come playoff time, but overall, really solid performance out of them last season for a new team. Violence struggled a little bit, but definitely had a big performance so far, both on Monday as well as moving into today. I mean, what a great way to start off the day. They did unfortunately fall a little bit short, but there's a lot of season moving forward, as well as I believe we have some scoring changes, at least as far as how score works out for this season. So maybe we can touch up a little bit on that, Bobby. But I think it's a sweep is 20, a win is 10, and a loss is just 0 now, right?
Yep, that is correct.
Okay. So just a little different, guys. Not too crazy, but a loss is just 0 now instead of minus 10 or minus 20. So that should keep people from getting a little too buried in the hole, I guess is the easiest way to put it. Is we do have a big opening kill for our Darky, gets a double, and Undy picks up the 3rd kill.
Yeah, definitely a big start right there for Exiled, who gets, like you said, the 4-piece. Mason, the only player alive, not able to avoid the shots of Undy. And it is Exiled coming away with the first round win, getting very aggressive over on the B side. And to a certain degree, got a little bit lucky that that was the side that Violence decided to push to, and just ended up backfiring for them a little bit. Undy with 3, Darky with 2. Obviously, the same approach right here for Exiled, and it looks like the same approach for Violence too. We do see Forbid sliding in to get the kill, and a little bit of a change of pace as it's now Violence with a 2-player lead. Bear and Neji, the only remaining Exiled players, and we actually see Bear here on the flank. At least one easy kill onto Mason right there. Slides down, ends the plant. He's only got himself to work with and gets the, I think he took an RPG right there. Ended up getting cleaned up pretty quickly, and we will be tied up at 1-1.
Good comeback round there for Violence off of what was a very good opening round for Exiled. So Violence showing that they're not quite out of this one yet. We will get started into round 3 here. We do have Forbid with the bomb. Looks like we have a pretty aggressive B-side rotation. Obviously, members having their trophy system out for the speed, but it is going to be Exiled waiting for it. 2-for-2 trade.
And we do see Decoy actually rocking the KRM right there. His teammate Lazary able to slide in, pick up the kill, leaving Silo all by himself over on the side of Exiled. And just like that, Mason ending the round, giving Violence back-to-back rounds to give them the 2-1 lead, their first lead of the game. He's definitely proved to be a pretty big asset for them so far this season, as he is one of the new players, and based on his performance so far, looking like he could potentially be our rookie of the split for Mobile Mayhem. So we should be able to give you guys some updates on those awards as we get closer and closer to that midseason mark. Slides the corner right there, not able to land the first or second shot, probably wishing he could have had that one back. He actually has his teammate Forbid pushing up, trying to get the frag on the chase, but it's actually Decoy that's going to drop right there. Trades going in for both teams as Bear has pulled out the shotgun. Ends up getting traded by Forbid. Now a 2v2. Mason taking shots from up top. Not going to be able to land shots onto Darky, and Forbid by himself gets hit around the corner, slides. Not able to land anything right there. And Darky does miss the RPG shot. Now has a Molotov to work with. Whoa, perfectly played and an easy kill for Darky to tie things up at 2-2.
Yeah, this has been a phenomenal game so far. I mean, straight from hardpoint, being a 150 to 149 comeback, going into Search and Destroy here. Now 2-for-2 for each team. Definitely a exciting way to start off the day. I mean, and this is a great way to come back to things after that final matchup we had, Bobby, on Monday. Obviously, going into Game 3 with Tribe showing signs of life, so definitely excited to see them here today. Darky and Bear having pretty good performance here. Undy as well. So they've each got 5 kills on the board. However, Neji, one of the players we expect to be close to top fragging, he's struggling a little bit here, but Poison now last alive against Bear and Neji. This is a rough spot to be in. Fortunately, he has the freedom of making whatever rotation he wants to try to get a bomb plant down, but going up against Neji and again Bear, who's having just a phenomenal performance. And look at the pistol whip coming out of Bear.
Wow. The long-range pistol shots out of Bear, actually winning the gunfight against one of the higher-powered assault rifles in the game. Definitely not an easy task, and just like that, it is Exiled taking back-to-back rounds to retake the lead right here. We do have Undy carrying the bomb as we do switch sides and now have Exiled on the offensive. They're going to go ahead and push over toward the A site. Couple players watching mid to see if they can get a pick. And it is Silo getting first blood onto Poison right there. Going to make that push over to the A site a lot easier. Obviously, Violence now aware of the push, but going to be difficult to counter down a player. Mason looking to see if he can get a pick up onto Neji or potentially onto one of the snipers as well. Not able to hit the shot, but there is a trade coming in for Violence right here, trying to see if he can make the nade play over top. That's definitely the right spot to be, but not quite able to land it. No trades coming in right now. It is a bomb going down on the A site from Undy. He'll be able to push back into this little cubby and see if he can scope out the area as Bear picks up the shot onto Mason, putting Violence at a pretty big disadvantage. No sniper in play for them now unless somebody's able to go pick it up. Silo picks up another one right there. A double trade coming out of Decoy. That's going to be huge. And Forbid picks one up as well. What was a 4-2 lead is now a 1-2 deficit. And Bear is going to be the only player left for Exile, not able to clean it up. And it is Violence coming away with the defuse to tie things back up at 3-3.
Yeah, Decoy and Forbid had a massive round here, able to clutch that up. Again, evening things out 3-3. This has been a great showing from both of these teams so far. I mean, again, just these past couple seasons of Mobile Mayhem have just gotten so tight as far as the skill of the teams. Definitely excited to see Violence having a good start to the season, as well as Exile doing pretty hot as well. Bear and Darky having a phenomenal performance here in Search and Destroy, but unfortunately Neji, again, not the player we expect to be struggling, but struggling to get on the board, is definitely holding the team back a little bit here, in my opinion.
Yeah, we do have Undy playing pretty passive right now, as we've got Exile trying to decide which way they want to push. It looks like more than likely they'll end up going with the B push right here with two players over on the site. Probably more than anything, just scouting the area out. Silo is going to get hit markered right there, and follow-up shot from Mason is going to land, as we do have Violence getting the first blood, but looks like a pretty aggressive... Oh, Forbid gets a huge double right there, ends up getting traded, but now 9 kills on the board for him. Neji and Bear are going to be the only players remaining for Exiled, and now a tough spot for them to be in. Looks like they're just playing for picks at this point to see if they can get a little bit of an edge to try to push one side or the other. It looks like the A site is relatively wide open, and I believe they are going to make the push over there. I'm not really sure what Mason is taking shots at right now, as there's nobody for Exiled in the area that he's taking shots, but it does look like Neji has scouted the area and actually now opting to go for the flank, it looks like. Gonna go through this little mid cubby and see if they can potentially get 1 or 2 picks. They are gonna get spotted right there, which is gonna make things exponentially more difficult for them. And now rotating all the way back to the A site to see if they can get the plant. Not a whole lot of time to work with, but it looks like no counter pursuit coming out of Violence, so they'll at least be able to get it down. But Poison! There's a trophy system down, tries to throw the Molotov. He's going to die there, and it's now a 1v4 for Neji. Slides the corner, spots a player. He's not able to land the shots. He gets hit marker right there. The pistol shots come in from Mason, and it will be Violence after a very long round, coming away with the win to retake the lead 4-3.
That super hurts to be Bear.
Yeah.
But hey, sometimes it happens.
And I think the trophy system was actually behind him, but I think he was in close enough proximity that it still registered the trophy system, and he ended up dying there.
Yeah, so crazy kill, but hey, sometimes that's just the way it goes. We do have Poison dropping. This is actually, I believe, the same position as the trophy system last time, so it's kind of tucked away behind a wall. If you're throwing something as you run past this, definitely hard to see, but it is going to be Poison picking up one.
Wow.
Poison gets a second.
Oh my gosh!
Oh,
it's Decoy gets the yoink. Honestly, it was probably a good thing right there, because I think he was out of ammo. So Decoy actually ends up saving his life. Undy does get the frag onto Decoy to trade, but sliding the corner, there's just too many Violence players waiting for him, and it is now game point for Violence, who's looking to close this one out after they struggled to close out the first game, and definitely would like to push this to a game 3.
Yeah, absolutely. Now there's a lot to gain here from at least picking up the win. Again, obviously you can still gain points for the 2-0 sweep being 20, the 2-1 being worth 10, but there is no cost for them to push this to a game 3 and at least try to get the points on the board, as we did have some scoring changes. But it's Poison with an opening trade with Bear and Forbid, but Mason finds another Poison and Decoy. This is looking very much like we are going into a game 3 between Violence and Exiled. Shy of Neji, who again has struggled all throughout this game. If he's able to pull out a 1v3 clutch, maybe we can.
Oh, he gets the first one. Oh, Mason finishes it off with the snipe. And just like that, we are going to be going to game number 3. It's going to be domination on
Raid.
Ooh, that'll definitely be a good one to watch. Raid's always an exciting domination to watch just because it's so easy to flip sides. There can tend to be a lot of back and forth, especially when when teams aren't holding some of those crucial control points. So excited to see how this one's going to play out, especially with how pretty evenly split these have been. Obviously, for the most part, it seemed like Violence has been in control, with the exception of the storm of 3 Goliaths coming in at one time. So they'll definitely be looking to close this one out and walk away with the dub, but we'll see what the result is going to be as we have our teams getting readied up for game number 3.
That should be an exciting one to get into. Violence with a big kind of turnaround performance here. And this is one of the things you definitely want to see out of teams. After coming off of such a heartbreaking loss there on hardpoint firing range, to be able to turn around and pull together a 6-3 win over Exiled in Search and Destroy says a lot about their confidence as a team moving forward. They didn't give up after a heartbreaking loss like that. They were able to stick together and keep themselves motivated going into Search, and now they're pushing us into a domination. This is an opportunity again. They almost had respawn on the hardpoint. Obviously, won. They were within 1 point, unable to find the closeout. So that says a lot for them going into game 3 here. If they can have just a little bit better performance and respawn, they may be able to turn this around and pick up a win.
Yeah, and a lot of times on domination, most of it, I mean, not completely, but a lot of times we do see it come down just to fragging power and which team's able to get those VTOLs online first. So definitely interested to see whether that's a strategy that these teams take or whether they take a little more of a low point approach, which definitely worked for Exiled in the first game, but obviously a game of hardpoint is going to be a lot shorter than a game of domination, and the approach is definitely going to be a lot different as well. You also got to take into account different score streaks have varying amounts of utility on different maps, so a VTOL is going to be a lot more useful on a map like Raid than it would on some other maps. And Goliath is probably...
Even some of the middling score streaks are incredibly strong here on Raid. Things like the cluster strike, any kind of air support, because there's none of the points are undercover.
Yeah.
And
Goliaths are going to have less utility here because you can get cluster striked, you can get pred missiled from pretty much anywhere, and so it's going to be really easy to take out Goliaths for the most part, unless the other team's just not approaching it correctly. So more than likely we'll have probably a good amount of SAM turrets equipped on this one as well.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of opportunity for things like the Goliath to come into play on, for example, hardpoint, where there's a lot of indoor hardpoints where you can bunker in and be safe, and you have that extra health and extra firepower to hold down a point. It's great for those modes, but on domination, where everything's open and shy of maps like maybe Summit, which is even not a bad VTOL map, you do obviously lose a little bit of that sky power with a large portion of the map being indoors. So, the map plays a big role in a lot of how these games play out. Does look like we are just waiting on one player to come on in for Violence, so hopefully we'll get the ball rolling on that pretty soon. I would definitely expect to see a lot of persistence here for Raid Dom. And I would expect just about everybody to run Cluster Strike, because a lot of the spawns on this map are very, very far away from sight lines of B, as opposed to a map like Firing Range, where if you spawn in, you're like within a couple seconds of having sightline. So having that long bombing ability on B to prevent the cap is huge for controlling the map here on Raid.
Yeah. And pretty much anybody that we don't see using persistence more than likely going to be using the Pred missile is 100% the quickest counter to any type of a Goliath or really a cap as well. So obviously the cluster strike rains down and is not affected by the trophy system, but the Pred missile can definitely be a pretty quick counter for the Goliath, so more than likely any non-persistence player is going to be using that. But it looks like we are now good to hop in to game number 3. All of our players are connected. Did we get any? I think Lazary was the one that left and then rejoined, so probably just resetting his device or something, but I think we should be good to get started.
Yeah, so far, obviously still pretty early to tell, but definitely would expect, a couple players here on the board would expect to be running persistence. Darky, Neji, Undi, for sure I would expect to see them running persistence. Poison, Forbid, Decoy, all phenomenal. Silo is going to be the one to find the opening kill onto Mason there. Looking at the board, we do have persistence across the board for Exiled, as well as everybody but Mason on the side of Violence using persistence. So slight edge as far as kill streak, kill power going over to the side of Exiled, but you have to get the kills to get those online even with persistence, so definitely be looking for Violence to try to put the pressure on. But so far it's been Exiled with a lot of kills on the board.
Yeah, Undi's already got 3, Silo with 2. That's definitely a good sign for Exiled right here, as Undi nearly picks up a 5th right there. We'll be able to slide away with now 5 on the board and already making some pretty good progress toward that Pred missile. We got Lazary picking up a 4th. Over on the side of Violence, a good sign for them. Actually doesn't spot Darky, and he's going to be able to slide the corner to pick up his first kill of the game. Couple players starting off slow for both teams, as Bear and Poison both stuck down at 0 kills, but we'll likely see them turn that around pretty quickly. But we do, right off the bat, have a B cap right here for Violence. Big for them. Undi is able to get the frag onto Decoy, and having control of that laundry area is definitely going to be big for them as they do get some progress onto the B flag. It looks like they'll be able to finish it off, and they do, as they retake control of that, and will look to hold it as they have Undi pretty much in complete control of this laundry area, raining down shots. Gets 1, gets 2. His teammate gets the 3rd, and just like that, Undi with 8 kills. They're not able to clear out the B flag, but should be pretty easy to retake control right here, especially with the trophy system down.
Excellent trophy system work there, but it's a triple kill for Violence here. This might be a B flip back over to Violence.
Oh my gosh.
Very, very even game so far.
Yeah.
It's not often that we see B flip this much, especially in the first half.
Yeah, and typically whenever you see flags flipping, it's usually teams rotating A to C and flipping sides right like that, but it's actually the B flag going back and forth, primarily because we've got so many people on those flags in order to take control. It looks like we may actually have an A cap. I believe they got knocked off as Exiled attempted to get that cap right there, so they're not going to be able to keep it, and it will be Violence controlling the double right now. But 2 players on the point, going to be difficult for Bear to get them off by himself. Hit markers 1 player up top, and that's actually his teammates capping, so he wouldn't want to knock them off. And just like that, it is Exiled coming away with control of B.
Yeah, absolutely. Still very, very close game here. We are at about 53 to 60, 54 to 60, so still could go any way. We do have the chopper pulled out here for Decoy, but he is going to get gunned down by Neji there. Unable to find the shots.
What a Pred missile out of Undi to save the B cap. That's actually going to be really big. That should allow them to enter the second half with the lead. We actually see Poison pulling out the Annihilator, which I'm a little bit surprised to see. Could potentially allow them to get the B cap, which would be big, but he actually gets knocked off very easily right there. That's a big loss for them. Gonna have a lot of work to do to get back to that, alongside the fact that they weren't able to take control of the B flag right there. And Silo gonna play this one safe as he waits for the end of the half. And it will be Exiled with a 4-point lead going into half number 2.
Yeah, I was trying to flick through there and see what score streaks we have on board. I did see that Decoy does have a Goliath available, so that will be one to look out for, as well as Undi and Silo have their Goliaths available as well, so a couple score streaks getting ready to come on board. But still pretty far away from things like, for example, Poison. He's just now barely getting to where his Pred missile will be online, and we don't have a Sam available, while Silo just 800 points away from having his VTOL, and Undy not too far behind that, so definitely be looking for some of these score streaks to come online soon. This game within 3 points right now, still anybody's game. Violence, again, unable to find this secure in hardpoint earlier on firing range, but this is an opportunity for them to turn things around, as they do have about a half of a B cap going on right here. And,
that's actually a big Pred missile coming out of Silo right there. Gets the double. That will give a little bit of control to Exiled right here. They'll be able to hold off the B flag for now, but Decoy hops onto the point, doesn't throw down a trophy, barely gets the cap before the explosion of the vehicle. We will have a couple players trying to push it for Exiled. Not able to get control. Silo gets traded right there. And like you said, not a whole lot of progress toward those higher score streaks. Silo, the only person really close to getting a VTOL, 500 points away right now. Decoy, 700 points away, could be manageable, and definitely with control of the B cap. It's whoever gets the VTOL first is definitely going to have a massive advantage. And honestly, right now, none of the top fraggers are managing to get any kills. Everybody's staying pretty much in that 14 to 17 kill range. Nobody getting any type of advantage, and the longer that we see Violence holding that B cap, the more advantage that's going to give them as they continue to grow that lead, now up to about 10 points.
Ask real quick, Bobby, if I glitched here, or did Poison accidentally waste his Sam and he's looping score streaks?
I see a Sam on the map.
Questionable, but
I see it. Do you see it over by on the map over by the C flag?
Well, no, that's why I was asking, because I don't see it on my screen.
Okay. Yeah.
That seems like an early call for me, but
probably not the move that I would have made personally, but maybe a little bit of a preemptive Sam turret right there. Honestly, I don't really know why, as Silo's still 500 points off of his VTOL and not really been able to get any type of momentum right here. Nobody really fragging out right now, and pretty medium kill counts for all of these players, which is a little bit surprising to see in a game 3 of domination. But it looks like we may have the cluster strike coming in on the B cap, very nearly still taken, but Lazary with the cluster strike is able to save the cap right there, and that is going to be huge for them. And it does look like, short of a miracle, we do have Decoy calling in his VTOL, and more than likely that is going to be a GG.
Just barely got his Goliath in. He almost got that yoinked.
Yeah, that
was rough.
And I think it was actually Violence that wasted the Sam turret, like you said before, so obviously not a whole lot.
Yeah, that was Poison, yeah.
So Bear able to take down the VTOL.
Still able to get the win. Yep. Still able to get the win, though. So big plays out of Violence here. Again, that shows a lot for this team to lose such a heartbreaking first game on hardpoint, but to be able to come back in search and destroy, keep their momentum going forward. Again, they had a big lead for a long time in hardpoint, and it's a lot of the mental game going into a game 2 after a loss like that. And to carry it through into game 3 here, they pick up the win again over Exiled, who was a team that scored very much at the top of the boards last time around in the A division. So big convincing win here for Violence.
Yeah, obviously the VTOL playing a pretty big role for Decoy right there, as he ends up top fragging for Violence, 26 and 13. Just honestly, nobody on either team really was able to get anything going in the second half, and so ultimately it just came down to who got control of the B flag first. And despite all the trades that we saw in the first half of the game, there weren't really any trades in that second half, as it was pretty much an easy control for Violence right there, and then the VTOL out of Decoy basically sealed the deal. So like we said, they do gain 10 points for that. We do have a new scoring system where a loss is 0 points regardless of whether it's 2-0 or 2-1. So it's not going to be any negative points for that Exiled team. Taking a look at the standings real quick. We are going to see Exiled went undefeated on their first day. Won't be gaining any points. And it will be Violence going plus 10, which will tie them up with Nova Academy. Still 10 points behind Exiled for the time being. and we should be able to hop into our next game shortly here. That is going to be Hammers versus Fierce. Definitely going to be
a good matchup.
yeah, definitely going to be a really good matchup. Fierce, one of the veteran teams in Mobile Mayhem, and Hammers, obviously, the young gunners. You might know them formerly as Arsenal. Lots of the younger players in Mobile Mayhem on that team, and definitely an exciting team to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely a exciting split ahead of us, Bobby. I mean, season 2 ended super down to the wire. Not even just in our finals, but I mean, the last week of the open season, I mean, we had ties in both divisions that let us, get into some really close quarterfinal games. And then obviously we had exciting finals and exciting third place matchup as well. I mean, it really did not turn out the way I would have expected going into the finals, Bobby. So it shows just how close some of the top teams are and what a phenomenal opening we've had here for season 3. Obviously, we had a couple sweeps yesterday, but they were definitely good, exciting games to watch. We've had a couple games go into game 3 here. Violence again, huge performance coming out of them today. Exiled definitely struggled a bit, but Decoy, I mean, I don't think we've seen Decoy have this strong of a performance on the team in quite a while. I mean, definitely a solid player across the board, but I mean, it was a commanding performance coming out of him today in all 3 of the games that we had. I mean, in hardpoint, search and destroy, and as well, obviously, there in domination at the end. I'm pretty sure he top fragged in all 3 game modes. If not, I think he might have tied at 9 kills for search and destroy. So Decoy, big performance today that the team really needed out of him.
Yeah, I think there was one game whenever Violence first came into Mobile Mayhem where he really popped off, and then after that, we didn't really see a lot of big performances. So I think he's going to be one of those players that is capable of really big things, but really struggles with consistency. But we've also seen teams like Infinix who have been like that in the past, who have really managed to solidify their consistency and be able to do it on a night in, night out basis. So I'm interested to see whether he's going to be one of those players that is able and capable of doing that on a regular basis. Definitely big performances out of him. Obviously, getting ready to hop into Hammers versus Fierce. I'm excited for this one. Players to watch out for. I mean, we got hardpoint on standoff, and we got main mic in here. So I'm really hoping to see some shotgun gameplay, especially with the amount of shotguns that we've started seeing in Stage 4 qualifiers across all the regions, and just how powerful the shotgun can be. Seeing the way that Mike uses it especially is just so powerful, so more than likely going to see that coming out of him. Probably a little bit of respawn sniping. Typically, I mean, there's 3 really good snipers in here, so I'm expecting that at least one of them is going to be sniping for Hammers. We got Shadow, Evil, and Sneaky all on the same team, which is a little bit surprising to see in a respawn. I'm intrigued to see how that's going to play in as we get ready to hop into this first game.
Yeah, it should definitely be a exciting one ahead of us. Obviously, Hammers, formerly Arsenal, one of those teams that competed right up at the top all the way down to the wire, as well as Fierce, a team that had phenomenal performances all through last season. And as you mentioned, there's a lot of opportunity that we could see some shotgun action coming out here, especially since we're going to be on standoff, which is one of the better maps for shotguns in my opinion. Obviously, a lot of these points, with the exception of like the first point, are all indoors in close quarter action where you can really benefit from those one-shot kills that you can get out of the KRM or even the buy 15. We've seen Saxy, who formerly Dice, now Nova. I mean, he came through with the buy 15 last season and had absolutely phenomenal performances. And Main Mike is kind of the guy that really, at least for North America, started the whole possible shotgun trend off. So definitely would like to see him kind of stick to his roots there, but we also have seen him flex a lot into the sniper role as well. I mean,
yeah, when I think about it, we got 4 snipers on one team right now.
and again, I don't know if Main Mike uses the sniper as much this season, having picked up Sneaky, who again did come in I think he came in second or third place for marksman in the split.
Yeah.
And then after that, he took off and absolutely popped off the last couple days of the competition. I mean, he's a phenomenal player when he needs to show up for the team. He's really good at doing so. So I don't know if we see main Mike pulling out snipers as much this season. Maybe that gives him a little bit more window of opportunity to move into that shotgun position. But you know, here's the map that if we're gonna see it, we're gonna see it here. So if he doesn't use a shotgun, I would expect to see maybe like the DRH or the HG40. So definitely be looking out for that.
Yeah, definitely another player to keep an eye on is Beamed for Fierce. So he had a really big performance for them on Tuesday. I believe was top frag for them in every game that they played. We'll see if he's able to maintain that as he pushes over tractor side right here, going through corners and not able to get the frag.
Shotgun out.
And that is what you like to see. It's actually Xempi winning the gunfight right there. Mike not able to pick up that first frag yet, and it is Fierce taking control of the hard point, but Shadow is absolutely lasering right now. Gets 2 kills, make it 3 as he takes out Space and Top Grandmas. That will allow Hammers to take control of the hard point for the time being. Takes out Slothy as well, and seems like it's one of those games where he is going to be in the zone. Still 2 players for Team Hammers yet to pick up a kill, looking to get things going. We actually see Space dominating right now with the chopper, something that we've seen become more and more common in competitive play as well.
Mike finds a double, almost finds a triple. Oh, unable to find the second shot there.
Yeah.
But moving off of this first hard point is where I believe the shotgun will start to make a little bit more sense for Mike. On that first hard point, there's so many long ranges on your rotations trying to get into point. It makes it pretty difficult. But as we see here, another double kill coming for Mike, but Slothy going to be there to answer back and mow him and Shadow down.
And Sneaky still yet to pick up a kill right now, just struggling with the sniper. I wouldn't be surprised to see him make a switch, and as I say that, he does get the kill as he gets RPG'd in the face. Mike sliding into the hard point, picks up 1 kill before dropping, and it is Fierce holding control of this hard point for the time being. Pretty even distribution. I would say a little more consistency across the board for Fierce right now as Forsaken picks up another one with the RPG right there. Slides the corner, but Mike showing the power of the shotgun as he slides up the stairs, winning that gunfight. Does end up getting traded. And once again, Fierce holding control of that hard point. Looks like they'll pick up the rest of the scrap time and send out some players to try to get the break on the next hard point as well, as we do have Hammers on it for the time being.
Yeah, Sneaky finally able to pick up a couple kills here. Unfortunately not having a great opening performance here, but respawn snipers are definitely a little bit iffy as he does pick up the shot there onto Slothy. Kind of part of the difficulty of respawn snipers is if you do get picked, you respawn. So it's not as detrimental as we see in obviously going into search and destroy, where those big opening picks are a lot more valuable. They carry a lot more weight. So I definitely would like to see Sneaky maybe flex a little bit more into picking up, you know, at least an AR, something that you still have that range available to you, but have a little bit more consistency with your potential. I mean, can definitely be a little bit difficult when you're waiting for the reload on the sniper if you run into a couple enemies, and that's what's happened to Sneaky a lot, where he's able to find a kill, but he just gets traded out back and forth, and that is something that has been a struggle for him so far this game.
Yeah, and we've got now an 80-point lead for Fierce right now, who has looked very, very dominant so far, and honestly, not a bad performance out of Hammers, but just such good rotations and map control coming out of this Fierce team. Showing some of that experience and definitely paying off right now. We do have Mike picking up his 11th kill, make it his 12th, as he's able to take out Forsaken right there. We'll drop the Shock RC and pretty content to stay on this side of the hard point, play those tight angles. He picks up the shot onto Rabalo as well, throws down the trophy system, and is now going to play the objective for his team. That Molly is definitely going to give him a little bit easier time, and getting a little bit of an overview from the Pred missile is going to make this a little bit easier as well. Spots beamed sliding into the hard point. Can't quite get the frag. Evil does jump down and get the frag onto him, so we will have Hammers continuing to hold the hard point right here and gaining up some of that lost ground as It looks like they've
Bean,
got
nice shot.
the surrounding area locked down right here. We do have a player pushing bottom side for Fierce, but able to be taken out by Mike, who gets the double. And pretty solid hardpoint control as they are rotating toward next as well. We'll see if Hammers is going to be able to turn this one around.
Yeah, Hammers definitely needed that big point flip that they had there. I mean, they were down 20 to obviously almost 120 at that point. So big for them to start turning things around. They need to get the rotations here, and they need to start turning things around. As far as score streaks on the board, we do have a Shadow just about to grab himself a Goliath. Evil has a Goliath and has his Pred ready to go, but Exempi been struggling pretty hard this game. Finally getting into double digits as he does pick up his 11th kill there as well, but definitely behind on a lot of his score streaks. So gonna be a difficult one for Hammers to come back in, but they definitely have a possibility to do so.
And despite the struggle, despite the struggles for Hammers, Mike's showing why he's considered to be one of the top shotgunners in the game. 20 on the board for him, doing his best to get his team back in it, but right now we got Fierce on the point. We actually do get a break for Hammers, which is going to be huge, especially with Mike rotating over toward gas station side. He gets a kill right there onto Slothy as well. We do have a cluster strike coming in for Fierce, which is going to be big. I'm a little bit surprised to see Mike pushing this far out, but it's definitely working right now. They've got control of spawns, and they're exactly where they want to be. We do have some Goliaths in play. Fortunately for Hammers, they do have Shadow on the point, and Space pretty low on HP and his Goliath. Shadow's going to be able to take it out right there, and if they're able to hold this for the entire duration, could pull this within about 10 points, assuming they're able to prevent the contest and also keep Shadow alive on the hard point.
Shadow does pick up one, and Exempi picks up one as well. And then, is that a cryo kill? Oh,
I think it was.
Yeah, you don't see that often. You don't see that often, and it does look like Hammers are able to regain the point here. A little bit of contest here, but nothing too crazy. Main Mike finds two, but is unable to find the third. Fortunately for him, Sneaky is it there, and is going to deny Fierce. If Sneaky wouldn't have picked up that kill, that might have been a Fierce closing the game out. But we do see, obviously, Fierce making the rotation over. And we talk about this a lot. Being this far, or this close to the victory, you can win off of picking up some trickle points at the end of a hard point or the beginning of a next hard point, and we see Fierce doing exactly that now. They're getting set up, and that's Rivallo already finding a kill, but Exempi and Shadow each finding one as well.
Oh, Mike tried to jump in the hard point right there. No way, they get the contest. They got the hard point. I don't know how they were able to get control right there, but they've now got Exempi up there in a Goliath, only 25 points needed. And obviously, he's going to be untouchable to any Predator missiles. All they need to do is stay up here and avoid the Annihilators, and sitting in this corner is going to be pretty easy for him to do. Honestly, if I'm him, I'm not, again, there he goes. He peeks the angle, which he didn't really need to do. Now he's down to 144 HP, but
my goodness.
It looks like they're going to be untouchable on the hard point, and we have yet another ridiculous hard point comeback coming out of Hammers. Once again, 149 points to 150.
What are the odds of, in the same night, having two comebacks where the team was able to get the contest on the last point and make a 100-point comeback?
Oh my gosh.
What a start to day 2 here in Mobile Mayhem North America as Hammers make a ginormous comeback. Obviously, Exiled were able to do it in our first matchup, but we're unable to close out the series, so we'll have to see if Fierce can follow in Violence's footsteps, as we will be getting ready to go into Search and Destroy, which will be on Raid, so definitely a fun one to go into. A lot of sniper opportunity on Raid, obviously, with a lot of long sight points. That's where we're going to see Sneaky excel, as well as Mike, Shadow, and Evil, all fully capable of pulling out the sniper as well. I for sure expect to see Sneaky with it, but I am kind of interested to see who very likely goes into that double sniper meta that we quite often see on maps with the long ranges. So
yeah, and honestly, that game, like, even the way that it started and finished was very similar to the Exiled versus Violence matchup as well. You had Fierce, who started off really strong, and then their players just seemed to plateau toward the end. is it seemed like they assumed that they just had the win and didn't make those pushes that they needed to, and you could see the urgency coming out of Hammers and really playing those hard points as hard as they possibly could. The Goliath from Exempi at the end there definitely playing a huge role. Even though he wasn't one of the top fraggers, we actually, not something we typically see, saw Shadow call in his VTOL at the very end. Didn't actually get into play, but he and Main Mike playing the big fragger roles, and obviously Exempi playing a big role as the support, getting that Goliath hopping up into the hard point. And that, I mean, if you can get a Goliath up there, it's very, very difficult to take out, because once it's in the corner, you can't really annihilator it, especially assuming you have players guarding the doorways. You can't cluster strike it. You can't get a Pred missile onto it. And just like that, Hammers makes the miraculous comeback in the first game of our second matchup of the day.
I'll tell you what, I love watching chat on these big comebacks.
Someone
was like, imagine dropping 30 kills and losing as the comeback's happening. I'm like, well, just wait a minute. But big game for Hammers there. Big turnaround. Now moving into Search and Destroy, I actually would give Hammers the little bit of a lead here, as it's actually Space picking up the kill onto Sneaky, but Sneaky does get the return kill as he dies onto Raballo. So 1-for-1 trade as Slothy then finds Evil.
Yeah, we got a lot of snipers in play. Space sniping, Forsaken sniping, Shadow sniping. I wasn't paying attention to whether both Evil and Sneaky were sniping, but we got Main Mike picking up the sniper as well. Not able to get the frag. Now 2v2, and Slothy's going to pick up the shot onto Exempi right there. Shadow just barely missed the angle up onto the steps, and that's going to make things difficult for him, as it looks like we will have a poolside push coming out of Fierce right here. Shadow just using the pistol, not able to land the shots onto Slothy, and it is Fierce coming away with round number 1.
Yeah, which obviously coming off of a loss in that first round, you know, it's exactly what I was talking about for Violence the whole time. They came through going into game 2. They didn't let that horrendous loss in the first game really hold them back. They were able to come through with that 6-3 win. So it's really up to Fierce here to show us that same kind of motivation moving forward, to be able to bounce back after such a loss. And you know, ideally not let it affect your performance, because again, even though you lost the first game, and even though it really is one you don't think you probably should have lost, there's still a lot of opportunity for you moving forward. Again, there's still points on the board to be won here, as we do have a little bit of favor going over to Hammers right now. They do have the 3-2 advantage.
Yep, that's definitely where they would like to be right now. They've still got 2 snipers in play, with Evil and Sneaky both controlling that pool side, and Sneaky patrolling the bank room just barely misses that shot across mid. He knows exactly where Slothy is, but just hasn't been able to get a shot onto him. Misses the shot right there. Slothy actually winning the gunfight, but Evil able to pick up the DLQ snipe onto him, and that will tie things up at 1-1 as we get ready to hop into round number 3. Slothy definitely playing a big role for Fierce, but not getting a ton of help. He in Space doing the majority of the work with 7 kills combined to the 1 for the entire rest of the team. So we'll see if they can get some help right here as Slothy pushes the stair side, approaching mid, not able to spot anybody yet. It is Forsaken getting the first blood onto Sneaky, and we do actually have a trade as Space drops for Fierce right here. We got an encounter inside kitchen, trades coming in for both teams. Evil not able to hit the initial snipe onto Slothy, peeks the angle, misses the follow-up as well. That's going to be big for Fierce, as that will allow them to push into the hard point. Raballo gets the plant right here, and at this point all they got to do is defend those 2 angles, which are typically 2 of the easier angles to defend. Obviously, planting on this site gives a lot of advantage, and as Slothy picks up the shots onto Shadow, Exempi all by himself is spotted right here. Not able to win the gunfight, at least not yet, and it is Slothy picking up the final kill. Now 7 kills on the board for him to give Fierce the 2-1 lead.
Yeah, I'm definitely kind of questioning Hammers at this point. I mean, we did talk about this being a strong sniper map. Maybe running 4, not the ideal situation, though. I mean, it's funny, it's flashy, but maybe this isn't the team you do it against. You know,
Yeah.
Fierce definitely going to be ones to make you struggle a little bit. Does look like we have Shadow switching off and moving over to the HD40, but he's going to get dropped there by Slothy. Main Mike as well, looks like switching over to the AR. I think I said Shadow is using the HD40, which is not right, but
Yeah, I believe Shadow was. I believe Shadow and. No, I think you were right on that one. I'm not positive, but I think you were right. We do have Forsaken taking out Mike right there, and that will leave Sneaky all by himself. As once again, Fierce at the advantage. Sneaky loving his sniper, had to pick it up right there, and will actually go toward the A site, opposite of where the bomb is currently being planted by Beam, so they'll be able to get the free plant right there. Sneaky going to be looking to make picks across mid, not spotting anybody yet. Does see Beamed right there, just barely misses the shot as well as the follow-up, and now with his location given away and 2 players still alive, not a whole lot for him to do. Is
man,
yeah, slides the corner and gets the easy frag to give Fierce the 3-1 lead.
Yeah, that was some good reaction time for him to slide that corner, have the sights lined up, ready to go as he puts his second kill on the board. Slothy having a phenomenal performance right now. 4 rounds in, 8 kills on the board. You love to see it. Yeah, Shadow is using the Scar, or what's DRH?
Yeah, the DRH. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so
big frag coming out of Beamed right there to take one out inside kitchen. Evil on the backside right here, trying to land his shots, but just not able to make it happen, and Beamed is able to get the frag onto him. After a slow start for Beamed, starting to pick things up a little bit with 4 kills on the board. And now 3, make it 4 Hammers players taken out, as they are really struggling right now in this search and destroy. Shadow's going to get taken out by Forsaken, and it's actually a 5-0 round for Fierce, who's looking like they might close this search and destroy out pretty quickly.
yeah, and again, I would have given the edge to Hammers moving into search and destroy, but Fierce are coming out and kind of showing me up right now. I mean, again, I'm not sure I'm in love with how Hammers opened up the game. I definitely think they struggled in a lot of the rounds just because they had too many snipers, but Shadow makes an absurdly aggressive push there and absolutely pays for it. I don't know what that was all about, but
not sure I would have made that move myself, especially with 2 players on site and the head glitch advantage going to Fierce right there. We do have Mike picking up the frag onto Beamed right there. That's going to be big teammate on top side to help him hold that control. That's a big one onto
Slothy.
Yeah, Slothy has been so huge for Fierce so far, and he actually gets the double to finish it out as well. Give him 3 kills that round.
Was that 4 kills that round?
It might have been.
I think he went into that round with 1 kill, so big round for Evil there.
Yep. Destroy the objective. And we do have Shadow picking up the bomb right here, as once again, of course, Hammers going toward the A site. We'll see whether or not they make the same aggressive push that they did last time. Mike is able to get the frag, but Beam gets a double kill with the Molotov. That's going to be huge for them. Nobody spotted as of yet. We do have Forsaken down for Fierce right now, but with Slothy still alive, always going to have an opportunity as he picks up shots onto Exempy to get the frag, make it a double, and he is just unstoppable in search and destroy right now. Evil tried to get the flank onto him and wasn't able to do so. Space just trying to spray through everything in that top building, and no surprise there. Slothy picks up the final kill as well to put it to 5-12 kills now for him.
Yeah, Slothy playing crazy right now. I mean, again, on Monday it was Beamed top fragging throughout all of the games, and Slothy with a big performance here. Definitely got to be loving it if you are the side of Fierce. Again, a lot of this boils down to the mental game. You may have taken a really unfortunate loss early on, but a lot of this game is making that kind of comeback, and we've been able to see them do so far, as we have Forsaken and Beamed both picking up a kill. Ooh, man, unfortunate time to reload for Beamed there, but he is able to get his 8th kill on the board, and it was looking real good for Fierce there, but Hammer has been able to turn things around. It's now a 1v1.
Yeah, Forsaken actually landed the snipe onto Evil to put it back to a 1v1. Obviously, the bomb down over in that little driveway area. Nobody making the push to go pick it up right now. I'm interested to see what the approach is going to be right here, and I believe Shadow has spotted it, now waiting for Forsaken to make a move right here. Obviously, Forsaken with the sniper would like to keep these angles as long as possible. And Shadow rotating back toward mid right here, seeing if he can manage to pick up the kill. Pretty passive approach from both players right here. As they're on opposite sides of the map. And we do finally have Shadow picking up the bomb right there. Looks like he's actually going to make the push over toward the A site, which could lead to an encounter right here. It definitely will. Forsaken not hitting the initial shot, ends up hit markering, and with 5 HP, Shadow comes out alive to push this to round number 9.
Wouldn't this be crazy if we had an exact finish? We're getting pretty close. If Fierce were able to win this round, I mean, it would be the same as Violence winning 6-3 over Exiled.
Yeah.
So getting pretty deja vu feelings right now.
Yeah, definitely exactly where Fierce would like to be right now. Shadow burning from the Molotov. Sneaky's going to drop to space, making the most of that chopper right there. And with 2 players down now for Hammers, things are not looking great. Exempi is able to pick up the frag onto Beamed. And we do have the bomb approaching the A site as Exempi actually looking very aggressive as the bomb carrier gets hit markered right there. Miraculously stays alive. He's going to be able to do as, once again, we've got a 6-3 finish in Search and Destroy.
I don't understand how this can happen back to back, Bobby. A 1-point comeback, a 100-point swing, but within 1 point comeback in hardpoint in our first match, then a 6-3 return win in Search and Destroy to push us to game 3. That's just an exciting opening for the day. It's exciting for season 3 here of Mobile Mayhem. This is going to be a great match to watch because this is going to be obviously domination going on to firing range. So a player favorite, a fan favorite, a caster favorite, just phenomenal map here in Call of Duty. So fun one to close out. Obviously big score streak potential going into firing range, obviously for domination. VTOL being one of the most potent and just overall strong score streaks, especially, again, we talk about it every week, Bobby, that airspace lockout. If you're able to get a couple of VTOLs online, you have that advantage of knowing when it's going to be taken out. You can get your team ready to spam their own. So that we actually saw make a pretty big deal.
And I do appreciate the membership and the dono. Can I get some member hype and dono hype in the chat?
That we've seen from them in over a month. So definitely be looking forward to that here in domination firing range.
Okay, so based off of how match number 1, the result of this should be Fierce winning 150 to 125. Do I have that right?
That sounds about right.
I think that's what the results were for the last one, so we'll see whether or not we have like a perfect deja vu completion for this match.
I'm going to bed if it's deja vu. I don't know if I could take that level of just weird.
Yeah. But waiting for our players to get readied up, obviously probably changing some score streaks as domination typically tends to go longer than the hardpoint games do, and typically that impacts the way that players use their score streaks and everything else. We do have our players readied up and good to go. So we should be good to hop in. More than likely going to see some respawn snipers, at least off the start. I would definitely consider Shadow to be one of the better respawn snipers in Mobile Mayhem. So if I had to guess, probably he and or Sneaky will likely be sniping off the start and more than likely make the transition after the initial
We have only
kills.
seen Sneaky snipe today, so yeah. I'm thinking it's going to be Sneaky. I do hope that space stays here as far as operators go, but man, I'm gonna be honest. I get real bored of seeing Annihilators.
Yeah.
But with something so reliable, I mean, I get it, you know. So
I just want him to nerf it. That's all I really want. Like, do something to nerf it, but a one tap from any range with a lock on animation. We gotta have a little bit of a nerf to give the other operators a chance.
Yeah, absolutely. Would love to see more of it come out, but so far, obviously, very early on, but even game, we have both teams picking up their respective flag, at least pretty close to one another. We do have a 1-point lead for Fierce here, as well as Fierce almost having a B cap, unable to finish it. But it is very early on, obviously, with no operators on board, no score streaks on board. Definitely a hard one to capture. We talked about it a little bit earlier, Bobby. All of the spawn points here on firing range are incredibly close and can see B flag usually within just a couple seconds, which makes it very, very hard to cap early on. But we do have one cap going over to Fierce. Hammers do get on and get a little bit toward progress, but not for long, as Fierce are going to start racking up some points, and if you're Fierce, getting points early on here in Game 3 is definitely what you need.
Yeah, and it looked like Hammers was going to take control of trailer. I believe Mike is still inside there holding that down, but that's going to be crucial for them to be able to retake the flag right there. They actually get taken out, and Fierce looking really good right now. Forsaken and Space combining for 13 kills right now. Looking to take out Evil from that top area, not quite able to do it. And that is a definite power position for them. Looks like we may actually see a C-cap right here and potentially a trade of sides, which would honestly probably give a little bit of an advantage to Hammers. And they actually don't finish the A-cap right there, and they're getting progress on B. It looks like A will get taken, but Evil hopping down from that tower position tries to get the kill onto Rabalo, but he is prepared, and even with half progress over...
The triple!
Whoa! The triple coming out of him! That's going to be huge for keeping control of that B flag, and they may very well be able to get C and hold down a triple cap. It is Mike able to knock him off right there with 19 on the board, but Slothy is waiting for him on the outside, and Slothy rains down shots, but not in time to take control of that B flag, but might be able to solo cap the rest of C right here. He does.
Unfortunately for Forsaken there, picked a bad time to reload, and he is going to die for it. But overall, pretty good game out of him so far. We do have main Mike on the side of Hammers finally getting someone to cross into the double digits. Triple cap going on right now for Fierce. You've got to be feeling good if you're Fierce right now here in Game 3 with a 30-point lead in the first half, as well as kills on the board to lead, as we do have persistence for everybody except for Sneaky. As well, looking over at the other side for Fierce, we have persistence on everybody but Beamed, as we have a 75-42 close out of the first half for Fierce, as well as they have some additional progress towards their score streaks, as we see Space already has a Sam and a Goliath ready to go. Slothy working on his VTOL, Space working on his VTOL, Forsaken working on his VTOL, so definitely be keeping an eye out for those score streaks to come on board. Hammers have to pick up some kills and have to get some score streaks online here if they want any chance of making a comeback like they did on Standoff.
Yeah, and honestly, a little bit of an underwhelming performance at a couple of Hammers players. Shadow with only 5 kills on the board, Exempy with 7, Sneaky with 7. Typically, we expect Exempy and Shadow to be some of the bigger fraggers, and right now, Mike is the only player in double digits for them. That's just not going to make the cut, especially with how much of a role Persistence tends to play in these domination games. We do have Evil entering double digits right there as he gets the frag into bottom of wood. But pretty solid map control for them, and honestly, they're just content to hold down this tin side. They might get a little bit of progress over on the B flag right here. I think we have one Hammers player pushing top side in Beamed, but actually gets taken out by the Annihilator, and very nearly a triple cap coming out of Hammers right there. That was actually huge for them. If they can hold this for the time being, it could be big, but Forsaken continuing to put in work. Now 18 kills on the board, but does get taken out off the flag.
Ooh,
the collat! Sneaky with the collat, I believe.
No, he picked up two.
Oh, was it a two-piece? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and he gets shots onto the Goliath right there as well. Space loses the majority of his Goliath HP. He gets the frag in bottom of wood. Takes out the Goliath, dies to the explosion, but 100% worth it.
Evil got a steal on a Goliath there, though. So this is a big, big opportunity for Hammers.
Yeah, and being inside top of 10, this is supreme map control for them. A Goliath with 800 HP up there, not going to get hit by any Pred missiles or cluster strikes. Annihilators are the only way they're going to be able to take this out. And he's just going to be able to rain down shots on anybody that tries to contest. Ooh. We do see Slothy with the Annihilator able to take him out. That's going to be big for Fierce, but obviously they do still need to get a cap. And we may have a quick triple right here coming out of Hammers. We do. Forsaken does get a double, taking them off. And we do see a C cap right there, but still a double in control for Hammers.
Yeah, Hammers in a good spot for potentially making the comeback here. Rabalo is about 800 points away from a VTOL. Space.
Forsaken called it in.
Yeah, Forsaken called it in. If Space can pick up a kill, they'll have that potential to lock out the airspace and get a second VTOL online, so we'll definitely have to be looking out for that.
Slothy has one as well.
Yeah. So this is a huge opportunity for Fierce as they have absolute firepower in the sky here. We have no Sams out currently for the side up hammers and not even close to getting one on board.
Yeah.
I think this is Fierce making the comeback again. They were ahead in kills all through the first half. That gave them an edge on the score streaks, and here they start raining in. It's not happening yet, but I can already feel chat complaining about persistence because they've done it every game so far. So, but obviously we want to be as close as possible to champs, and persistence and skins are available there. So that's obviously why you've seen the addition of skins here in Mobile Mayhem, as well as persistence being allowed, Molotovs being allowed. So. Unfortunately, that is just the way the cookie crumbles for at least COD competitive right now, as Fierce making a strong game 3 for themselves here.
Yep.
And not the exact score, but I mean, still
Pretty
big deja
similar.
vu moments.
Yeah.
Still a very wild way to start off today.
Yeah, and honestly, chat, if you follow me on Twitter, you know that after our last night of Mobile Mayhem, I actually tweeted, I hope COD Mobile bans persistence for Stage 5 of COD Mobile Champs. So, like, you're preaching to the choir right now. I'm on board, but like we said, we want this to be as close to possible as Champs rules in order to best prepare these teams for what they're going to go up against in Stage 5 of COD Mobile Champs.
I'd even take a limit. I'd even take a competitive limit if you
Yeah.
could only have like 2 players on a team run persistence. I think that would be totally fine.
Yeah, I agree.
Because if you take it out, you're never gonna see those big score streaks. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely something they have to consider in balance, but only time will tell. As Fierce taking advantage of what they can right now. Big score streaks on the board, reining them in. Forsaken finishing that kill. 31 kills on the board, Space 32, Slothy 25. Big performances out of all these players today. But in the end, it is Fierce again winning the mental game, able to make the most out of what was a horrible, feels bad moment loss in standoff hardpoint, but they came through strong with the 6-3 win on Search and Destroy raid, as well as again they came through with I believe it was a 150 to 111 win here for domination.
Yep. And yeah, getting ready to hop into our next match. We are going to have Infinix versus Status Quo. Taking a look at our standings real quick. Infinix being one of our undefeated teams so far. Status Quo still stuck down at 0 points, but definitely a solid team that we've seen a lot of improvement from. And one of those teams, I believe, that is qualified for Stage 4 of COD Mobile Champs. So looking to get practice in. Infinix has already played their Stage 4 matches and unfortunately will not be moving on. But definitely still a really good team who actually had a really good pickup recently as well. I'm trying to remember his name, but one of their players definitely played a really big role in their 2-0 win on Monday.
For which team?
For Infinix.
Yeah, that was Tempo.
Tempo, there we go. Yeah, Tempo joining the team, definitely been big, and we see him getting into the lobby right there, so we'll see if he's able to keep up the good work that he's
jumps
had so
in the
far.
lobby and readies up immediately.
You love to see
to see it.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll be able to get ready to hop into this one pretty soon. Obviously, a lot of people here probably to watch Tribe Gaming. That'll be in our final matchup of the night. And Nova Academy, definitely going to be a fun one to watch, as well as they will be going up against Truly, another one of the Stage 4 qualified teams for North America. So make sure you guys stick around for them. We'll be hopping into Hardpoint Raid momentarily once we get all of our teams loaded in. And like I see everybody still complaining in chat about persistence.
We
like,
knew it
guys,
was coming. We knew it was coming.
If persistence was not allowed in Stage 4, then it wouldn't be allowed in Mobile Mayhem. But these teams are North American teams trying to prepare for Stage 4, so we want to keep it as true to what they're going to be experiencing as possible. I appreciate the raid from Tatio. Can we
should
get
have
some
an exciting
raid
one?
Holy!
Obviously, Infinix
222!
team that has had some
You're
absolutely
insane.
crazy performances, especially through last season.
You're
I mean,
insane.
even pushing towards the end of the first season of Mobile Mayhem, we obviously saw that was a team that started off with some for sure consistency issues, and then came through strong. And we've talked about it a bunch, Bobby. They not only improve from week to week, not only from day to day. A lot of times you often see them really be able to adapt just from a game to game. So really, really strong team that Status Quo has to go up against here. Status Quo, a team that has struggled to maybe find the synergy that we would like to see, but has phenomenal players. I mean, two big ones to look out for here on the side of Status Quo: Impulsive and Moralto. Phenomenal players. We've also seen Silva pop off pretty hard a couple times. So a team that, again, has struggled to find the consistency, but maybe moving forward, maybe we can see this team evolve as well.
Yeah, for sure. Looks like most of our players are, actually all of our players are ready. Wow, that was so fast. Claps in chat for how quickly all the players readied up. That basically never happens. We are good to hop into match number 3 of the night. Tatio's actually got the shotgun out. I'm intrigued to see.
It might be a speed class here.
Yeah, potentially. Well, typically for speed classes, players will use ARs because there's an ability you can throw on ARs. Yeah. No, there's an ability you can, to speed boost off the start. We do see him.
We see a lot of scars with speed classes. So.
Yeah. And we do have Tatio pushing up to the hard point initially. Pulling out the HG40, goes top of statue right here. Does end up picking up the kill onto Silva, and a pretty solid start right there for Infinix as they pick up 4 kills off the start. No surprise to see Impulsive picking up 2 kills for his team right there, and trying to push mid, not able to get the frag, as we do have the RPG coming in from Envoy and Cheto with 4 kills on the board already. Sniping and Respawn definitely off to the type of start that he would like to have to hope to protect his title as marksman of the split. Picks up another one right there. 5 kills on the board. Hit markers very, very nearly gets number 6. Finds Impulsive on the other side of the rock and gets another one. Oh my gosh, he's insane! 7 kills in the first, what is that? The first like minute and 10 seconds?
Yeah, excellent performance out of Cheto right now, showing us exactly why he was marksman of the split last time around. Definitely struggled a little bit towards the end of the season, though, so we're going to have to see how he's able to pull things together, bouncing back here into Season 3. Obviously, so far, it's been a pretty good performance, as 7 kills on the board this early is insane even for a respawn, but, I mean, right now, 60-0 lead for the side of Infinix, which I'm not
And Tatio sprays through the smoke, then gets the player in the corner there as well. It's finally Yuna taking him out. And Cheto is back at it as soon as I start spectating him. Hit markers through the smoke, very nearly gets the tilting kill shot right there. He does have skill in the smoke and is able to take him out. And we do have the very first points, but just like that, Tatio picks up the refrag, retakes control of the hard point for Infinix. Now 9 kills on the board for him, as he leads all players once again. Big shout out to Tio for the raid, hopping into this one. And it seems like anytime he raids the stream before hopping into games, he just absolutely pops off because he knows that everybody is watching. And now 11 kills for him, as we have a 98-3 lead for Infinix, and they've got control of the next point as well.
Yeah, absolutely. This is, I don't think, going to be a third one in a row where we see a big comeback. Infinix at every point of this game have been absolutely dominant. I mean, Cheto with a big opening performance, Tio coming through strong, finding himself another double. This is finding himself a triple, actually.
He's just bullying people at this point. Like, 15 kills. I don't think all of Status Quo has 15 kills. I'm trying to count. I think Status Quo has 17 kills total. So Tio has 1 fewer kill than the entire team of Status Quo. And like you said, I'm not anticipating a comeback on this one unless somebody just completely activates God mode.
Oh, no, there's not a chance.
Like, Moralto's at
no
1
way.
kill, Skill's at 3, Silva's at 3, Tio and... Okay. GG's.
Tio, man. I think he got 2 quad feeds that game.
Yeah.
What? I mean, big game coming out of him, as you mentioned. You know, maybe just carrying through that strong energy of the raid. Maybe it's just, you know, had his good warm-up games today. But man, 150-3 win here for Infinix to open off the day. That is a very convincing performance, and that'll push us into Search and Destroy, which, I mean, to be blatantly honest, is where I would have given Infinix the edge anyway.
Yeah.
So, I mean, is this going to be a 2-0? Is this going to be status quo with a big answer back here in Search and Destroy? Hard to tell, but
I'm definitely expecting
to get into it quick.
I'm expecting Moralto to play a bigger role. He actually went 1-11 that game, and obviously as a sniper main, he's going to be at a little bit of a disadvantage in respawn, but you just got to pull out more than that to be able to get a win, especially against a team like Infinix. So, like we said, Tatio popping off, I think he went something like 18-5 right there, so nearly quad positive, and they do get the easy win. In our first game of the match, it looks like we are going to have Deathly substituted in for Status Quo right here, one of their qualified players for Stage 4 of the COD Mobile Championship. So we'll let him get his loadouts ready, and we should be good to go for game number 2 pretty soon.
Yeah, and as you mentioned early on, I mean, Moralto definitely a lot of opportunity here to be a bigger impact in Search and Destroy. A player for me that maybe doesn't, you know, we kind of talked about, we felt maybe a couple of the lists were off as far as MVP, Marksman of the Split, and why am I drawing a blank here on the last one?
Rookie of the Split.
Rookie of the Split. Moralto maybe not making both, but definitely for my opinion at least, either made Rookie of the Split top 3 or Marksman of the Split top 3 for last season. He's a player that, you know, again, maybe not the best performances all the time in respawn, but he finds those crazy shots and really has a big impact on the team, as well as impulsive. I very well could have put him in for Rookie of the Split, or maybe even top 3 of MVP of the Split. So this team has a lot of potential. They just really got to turn things around. I mean, I get it. It's Infinix. They are, you know, a high energy team, but status quo, again, I think this team has a lot of potential.
Yep. We do have Tatio hopping up. Was going top of the generators right there. Is actually going to retreat back. Takes a couple shots. No first blood for either team. Obviously, we do have status quo pushing the B site, and they'd lose 2 players off the bat right there, getting a trade out of skill, but another 2 coming out of Cheto and Tempo, and it will be impulsive all by himself inside generator room or boiler room right here. Envoy right around the corner, and it looks like he might get pinched right here. Spots Tatio, but Tatio winning the gunfight, and it is Infinix going up to the 1-0 lead.
Infinix, strong opening performance. Cheto able to find a double kill early on. I believe he picked up, well, I know for sure he picked up the kill onto Moralto, as well as I think he picked up a kill on Deathly's shortly after. So, again, this is definitely a questionable choice. This is a map we talk about a lot, Bobby. The B side favoring the snipes, the A side favoring a little bit more of the submachine gun or potentially even shotgun roll. I would honestly almost like to see status quo maybe instead work into an A side push, or at least maybe don't give your sniper the bomb to plant.
Yeah, yeah, that's definitely an interesting move and not something we typically see out of teams. It's actually Infinix closing that one out to get the win once again, and just not a whole lot going for status quo right now. Cheto with 5 kills on the board. Just great consistency across the board for them, and they definitely seem to have a better idea of what their approach to each of these push sides is going to be, and just have been able to execute it perfectly so far. We do once again have Cheto pushing back toward that B site, like you said. Much easier to hold down those longer angles with the sniper, and we do finally have status quo going over toward the A site. We get trophies down. Silva able to pick up the frag onto Tempo. Finally, status quo taking a 1-player lead and seeing if they can maybe get their first round win. Skill trying to peek that mid angle to see if he can find anybody there. Cheto gets the trophy system down and looking for the hop-up snipe up on top of that barricade. Not able to spot anybody
was almost
yet.
Waiting for it.
Yeah, Silva is 1 HP. Oh, but Cheto slides the corner to even things up. 3 players apiece. Not able to spot anybody yet, and actually getting flanked from the bottom side right here. I believe he enters at just the right time. Envoy gets the double kill. He does get shot from behind, But Envoy able to clean up the shots onto Deathly's, and it is now a 3-0 lead going the way of Infinix.
Infinix, what a day they're having.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, again, I called it before that round. I mean, again, I would not have been shocked if Status Quo made the A push. They did, unfortunately. Cheto having just two good
Reigns
of a
with
day
the
right
gifted
now,
subs. I
was able
appreciate
to
it. Can we
pick
get
up
some
a
sub hype in
double
chat?
kill early on, and unfortunately for the side of Status Quo, they are just struggling to find kills at the right time. But there it is, Meralto with a beautiful slide shot as we come across the opening there.
Ooh, he hit
Oh,
markers onto
man.
Tio. That's painful. He is able to get the major assist as Skill picks up the final shots, and we do once again have Status Quo with a one-player advantage, and as I say that, they lose 2 players. Now a 2v2 to finish it out, Silva and Deathly's versus Yuji and Cheto, and anytime that Cheto's alive, Infinix is alive, so we'll see if they're able to clutch it up right here. He is going to push mid-side and see if he can maybe get a vantage point from this top mid angle. We do have 2 Status Quo players inside that spawn building. Nobody spotted yet. Usually playing this corner. He does spot Deathly's. Probably giving comms to his teammate right now. Spots another player right there. Very nearly gets the kill onto Silva, but he will survive with 6 HP. We've got Infinix players pushing mid. It is Silva dropping. Deathly's drops. And like we said, if Cheto is alive, Infinix is alive. Now a 4-0 lead with 8 kills on the board for him.
Yeah, Cheto, blood got to be flowing. He's got to be happy with that one. Won the 1v2 gunfight. I believe that was a
Mookie with the
MP5
sub. Can we
he
get
was
some?
able to
Or
pick
Glory
up.
with the gifted
So, no
sub. I
snipe
appreciate
kills
it.
there,
Can we
but
get some
still, I
sub
mean,
hype?
you do what you got to do to win. So 8 kills on the board for him. Phenomenal performance. Does miss the opening snipe there. But Meralto able to find a headshot. And, oh my goodness, the flick.
Yeah, that
Dirty
reposition was actually really big brain. Just barely enough room to spot the top of Meralto's head and lands the headshot onto him to even things up. Trades going in for both teams. We will have a 2v2 to finish this one out as Silva lands some shots and Skill is able to clean it up. 2 kills in a row for Skill, and now Cheto all by himself. But right now, if you're Infinix, if there's one person you want to see alive, it's definitely Cheto. Does spot a player, and just like that, Skill drops, and it's a 1v1. And honestly, Silva's hands are probably like so sweaty right now. He knows Cheto is patrolling the map with a sniper, which is one of the most terrifying things that you can feel in Call of Duty Mobile. So he's going to try to hold down this boiler room area, not able to spot him yet. More than likely, we're going to see a plant coming out of Silva right here. As he's waiting a second longer to see if there's going to be any type of a push. Is going to prone on the bomb, and he'll be able to get the plant down. We'll see what approach Cheto takes right here as he hears the bomb go down, pushing over toward the spawn side for them. Trying to see if he's going to peek any of those angles. More than likely going to hop up on one of those barricades and see if he can manage to land one of those jump shots, and he actually gets spotted right there. So now he's forced to play aggressive. Can't hit the shot, and it actually is Silva clutching up to give Status Quo their first round win to put us at 4-1.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Cheto's just, playing crazy right now. I mean, in all honesty, he's playing crazy. We now have the switch here.
Links with the sub. Can we get some sub hype? Gloria with another gift. Yeah, I appreciate it. Can we get some more sub hype?
Which is so far been favoring Cheto. I mean, again, he's been finding angles that are just crazy. Meralto is able to find an open onto Tempo as well as Impulsive, picking up a kill onto Yuji. This is a great opportunity for Status Quo to take that clutch by, what is that, Silva or Skill last round. Meralto fights Cheto as well.
Envoy just barely stays alive, now in a 1v2, looking to clutch the 1v3. He gets spotted right there, can't hit the shots, gets the kill shot though. He's staying alive. If he can get the reload off, he could potentially clutch it, but Silva able to land the shots before he's able to get it off in 2 rounds in a row. Going the way of Status Quo as they're looking to give Infinix a little bit of a run for their money. Definitely going to be difficult to make the comeback after going down 4-0, but definitely not impossible as well, as it looks like they are a little bit more comfortable on the defensive side. We'll see if there are any type of adjustments coming out of Infinix right here.
Enemy contact.
Yeah, absolutely. We will have to see. Cheto, obviously, going to be rocking that sniper. The last round was big for Meralto. I mean, he struggled all game, but he was able to get a kill onto Cheto and onto Tio last round, so that was really a big opening opportunity for status quo. But Meralto dropping early this round really took a lot of the fight out of status quo because they lost a lot of that range. And again, range is king here on Meltdown. Meltdown is unique in that B offers a totally different strategy than to A. In range dominates B. So if you're going to lose your sniper, who you really need to be able to stand up to Cheto, that is going to spell disastrous for you. And now it looks like we might even just we could have had a free B plant, but Infinix, with the big brain leaving the bomb in the spawn.
Actually, status quo left the bomb in spawn.
Oh, that's right, we switched. No,
you're right. Yeah, it is Infinix leaving the bomb in spawn, and despite that, status quo actually loses 2 players. Cheto loop back around to pick it up and going over toward the B site. Now only 2 players remain for status quo right here. Deathly's in the bottom side of mid, just not a great spot to be. Silva's going to get taken out by Tio. And it is Infinix closing that one out 6-2 in a convincing 2-0 win, our first sweep of the day going up against status quo. Envoy gets the MVP right there, but really, I must not have been paying attention because Envoy wasn't really doing that much early on and then finished top rank by a pretty good amount. Cheto, obviously, with a really big game, and not really anybody that had a bad game, but just a pretty dominant win for Infinix.
Envoy started off the first rounds. I think he only had 1 kill in the first 3, and then 3 rounds in a row he had 3 kills. So he came from very
it is
very low on the
raining
board
subs.
to
Can we get
at
some
the
more
top.
sub hype in the chat for Gloria?
It was a big turnaround.
Captain
for him.
Cruncho with the sub. Y'all are insane.
Obviously,
Alex with the
14 kills
sub.
on the board
What?
For him, Cheto, phenomenal performance, 10 on the board. Tio not far behind that with 6. So very very convincing win by Infinix there.
Yeah, that was definitely showing the reason why they are one of the top teams in Mobile Mayhem, and I believe that will put them at positive 40 points to put them at the very top of the leaderboard, especially down in Division 2. Obviously, we do have Nova Academy getting ready to hop into their matchup against Truly right here, so they'll be looking to move into that number 2 spot, and hopefully we'll be able to get them loaded in pretty quickly right here. I do appreciate all the gifted subs from Gloria. Thank you. What was that? 15?
I think you missed Rainsy as well. I think Rainsy
there's
like 12 subs or something.
Oh, did he? I saw that he gifted a couple. I didn't realize he gifted that many. Yeah, I think.
He gifted a bunch.
I guess
Rainsy was there for you.
He might have gifted 16. I see Gloria. I don't know if that the elixir counter thing. I think it's 50 points for a gifted sub. So I think Gloria's at 9, which means Rainsy's at like 16 or something. Holy crap.
Rainsy donated 10 at once earlier. So
I may have missed that one. Okay.
We were in the middle of the big comeback.
That makes sense then.
Yeah.
All right. Getting our Nova team loaded in right here. Getting ready to hop into matchup number 4. Gloria with another gifted. I appreciate it. Rainsy gifted 15.
Someone in chat named themselves Chatio.
Yeah, I saw that.
Love that. Dude, I love it. Infinix has such a loving fan base. I love the big energy that comes out of them.
And 2 gifted out of Captain Cruncho. Can we get some more sub hype? And another wait. Oh, somebody gifted a sub to Gloria, so she gets an additional month on her sub. Oh my gosh, I appreciate it, guys. I don't know what the heck is happening. Y'all can't even like hear my reaction until just now, so good gracious. And if you're over in YouTube chat and you want to maybe get a free gifted sub, go over to Trovo. All right. We had players loaded in, I think.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did have a couple.
Okay. Maybe they decided they wanted to regroup and get their strategy together or something.
Not entirely sure. I guess I should probably add B since she is one of the new admin. In case if I ever need that invite action.
Uh-huh. And you can always count on Truly to be late to their matchup, so no surprise on that side.
And it feels super bad after getting into that last game and everything going so incredibly smooth. So
let's see. Let me get Splinter invited back right here. Hopefully he can get everybody loaded in. Oh, Edgar with another gifted. Good lord. Y'all are insane. And now we do have our players getting loaded in, so it should go quickly from here. I feel like we haven't seen Zia in a while. Am I wrong on that? I feel like it's been a minute since we've seen Zia.
It has. You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Okay. Obviously, Zia, one of the main Spanish content creators for the Call of Duty mobile community, has been around a couple different teams and definitely one of the top players. As Gloria gifts another sub, you're insane. Good gracious. I think there might be a competition happening or something that I'm not aware of. Oh, apparently Captain Crunch has gifted 5, and then she gifted another one. Oh my gosh.
Crazy sub hype today, man.
Crazy. I'm interested to see what our sub count's gonna be. I typically don't keep super close track of sub counts, but the amount of gifted subs that we've had tonight is actually insane. I appreciate it. Let's see. Does anybody in chat know what ROK stands for? Because I keep going up against people in ranked. They have ROK at the beginning of their names, and I see Raven has that right now as well. I bet one of our admins.
I think it's Reign of Kings, according to
Kings.
Benzo.
Is that a clan?
Must be.
Oh, it's a Latin America team. Oh, interesting. And Glory with another gifted! Sheesh! Good lord. Alright, we got all of our players loaded in. Should be readied up and good to go pretty soon here. Okay, do you know if the Black Ops Cold War, is the current beta still only on PS4?
I don't know.
Edgar with another
I know
gifted.
it wasn't
Sheesh!
on Xbox the other day.
I know that PS4, I think they got 2 betas before anybody else got any. I was planning to play it on PC, honestly, primarily because you get a free COD mobile skin if you play the beta, but Razy with another gifted. Oh my gosh. Y'all are ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm unsure. I know the other day I actually checked to see, and it was not available on Xbox. At least not on Xbox One.
Oh,
all people who have Xfinity. What?
Well, I'm pretty sure there's an open beta that starts. It might be in a week or something like that. I think that's the one that I was planning on playing. Oh, but you get a code now. Gotcha. No, I'm not on PS4. I am an absolute garbage can console player. That's part of the reason that I'm so bad at COD Mobile is because I never really played on console.
So I'm the opposite. I came from console, so I can't play shooters on PC. I've tried. I tried Valorant really hard when Valorant came out. Can't get into it. Just can't. But it is gonna be swag here as we get into the game. Opening things off with a triple kill. Wow. Big plays for Nova there.
A little surprised to see him using an SMG off the start. Typically, we see him, at least at the start of games, sniping, but obviously a phenomenal SMG player as well as a phenomenal sniper. Hex Looking at that top area, only able to hit one shot on diffusion, but still able to hold down this hard point for the time being, and continuing to tick upward as Nova looking very solid off the start right here. We do have another player dropping right there is Zealous, able to take out Solid. Hex waiting for Raven inside of trailer. And we do have Zia up in the power position, but no trophy system down right now. Gonna make it tough for him to stay alive for very long.
It does look like High is trying to get himself into a position to clear that out, but instead he is going to get on and get a couple ticks there as a big opening score line there. You know, typically we see things very even off of the first hard point, especially on maps like this where the first hard point is so incredibly open. But it is almost Zia dropping there. But
yeah, I'm shocked that I'm shocked he's been able to stay alive up there as long as he has with no trophy system. Just nobody on Nova has made the thought to throw up a nade or a Molotov, and he ended up getting 6 free kills out of it. Obviously, a pretty big disparity as Nova still holding control of the hardpoint and continuing to tick upward. But it does look like Zia is using persistence for the time being, so that's definitely really big progress for him.
Yeah, we actually have quite a few cryos out here, so definitely going to be interesting to see there. At least a lot more than I'm used to seeing. We do have persistence on 3 members of both teams. Actually, nope. Just 2 members on the side of Truly. So gonna have a score streak advantage going over to the side of Nova, as well as obviously a ginormous point lead right now.
And actually, Zia's using hardline and persistence, so that's going to be really big for him. He's going to be able to get those score streaks extra fast. Has slowed down since that initial push up in that tower area and is going to get taken out from behind by Vig. Zealous now up into double digits already as Nova has been very dominant so far in this game. Just phenomenal rotations, great map control, and truly has not been able to do anything about it, as we do have the hard point staying in the hands of Nova. Raven trying to make a little push right here. Nearly has his Annihilator charged up, but he's going to get taken out by the RPG of Zealous. Zia seeing if he can maybe do a little bit of damage with the Molotov right there and force the push over to the side of trailer, but taken out by Zealous, who now has 14 and just dominating this map completely is Nova, as Hax picks up another. Not able to land the shots onto Solid, but will stay alive to slide back into the next hard point as they look to have control of that as well. Only 10 more points needed for them to close this one out.
Yeah, this is a great open here for the side of Nova. Again, we've kind of referred to this as almost like almost an all-star team here for the side of I believe this is Nova Imperium.
Nova, yeah, Imperium / Academy.
Academy, okay.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Obviously, just 1 point here away. That is going to be Nova finally finding that point, getting themselves the win. And chat, yeah, it should be fixed on stream now. There is a delay, so you guys will be hearing this a little bit late, but we did get admin to fix that. The team names should be right by the time you're hearing this. And obviously, we have Truly up against Nova, with Nova taking the first win here in firing range hardpoint.
And Hex comes away with the MVP right there, the reigning MVP of Mobile Mayhem Season 2, showing just why he was able to earn that spot. Pretty good game for him, going 13-8, Zealous 17-6. Just absolutely cooking in that one, and the 150-20 win in that one makes me pretty confident that Nova's going to be able to take the win in Search and Destroy. Obviously, we do have some solid snipers on the side of Truly, but they're going to need to pick it up a lot in order to turn that one around. We will be hopping into high-rise Search and Destroy, and with High and Swag on the same team in this one, it's going to be really tough to counter those 2 powerful snipers.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously, this being a team that that came through and won the last Mobile Mayhem, so definitely one that we are going to have to keep an eye out for. And you know, the funny thing is they kind of came out of the back of the pack, right? Like in the final week, they were struggling to get into the quarterfinals, and then they were able to come through, win the quarterfinals, win the semifinals, and finally close things out in the finals with a I don't remember exactly what the score was, but what was it? I think it was 4-1. So big performance out of them last season.
Yeah, I think
Hopefully
it
we'll
was
see
that.
them carry that energy through here. And ideally, I mean, obviously we want to see them have a better start to the season than we saw last time, and that has so far been the case. So Nova Academy certainly going to be a team on kind of the chopping block for everybody here. This is kind of the team to beat right now.
For sure. Just waiting for Vague to ready up, and we should be good to hop into this one. Like you said, truly taking the win last season, but probably the biggest factor in that was the contributions of Swag, High, and Wally, who are now on Nova. So like we said, to a certain degree, like an all-star team, Zealous coming over from Fierce. He was really the top fragger from them. Hex also coming over from Truly, and Vague coming over from Fierce as well. To force, I mean, like we said, kind of an all-star team. Obviously, they did struggle a little bit against Tribe, and I believe it was actually... I'm trying to remember... Why was it that Tribe lost the first game? I'm trying to...
Yesterday or last season?
Yesterday. Or no, I think it was... Oh, I'm thinking about game 3 where it looked like Tribe was going to close things out, and then there was just an absolute rain of VTOLs coming from Nova that ended up saving them, but... Yeah, definitely a lot of fragging
I missed
power.
that message, Zim, by the way. I saw I was tagged in it, and then it disappeared.
But
I think I had to do with the team names. That's why I'm trying to get it right.
All right.
Okay. Benzo is tripping, not me. So okay.
And Vague is...
Oh, Swag with the open!
And that's definitely what you like to see if you are a Nova fan. Swag picking up first blood through that doorway, definitely. I mean, I feel like whenever High Rise first came out, there were a lot of people that weren't aware of that, and so that was an easy place to get snipes. But typically, you don't see pro players play that angle a lot, but Swag still able to pick up shots right there. Vague rocking the MSMC, getting 2 kills on the board as well, and now Clashy all by himself with players up above, not able to land shots, and Swag hits the quick scope from the landing platform for the helicopter, and it is Nova Academy going up to the 1-0 lead.
Absolutely. So we have a really good start here for the side of Nova, as again, we did see that opening snipe from Swag. Not going to see it connect this time, but this has been a really big map historically for snipers as Swag. Oh man, Zia walks into that one.
Yep.
But this map and Terminal always have been historically strong sniper-dominated maps, as we do actually have an answer back here from the side of Truly. But Swag, what a shot on the solid there. Just caught a glimpse of him and found the bullet to connect. And Vague is going to find a kill as well.
Some of these angles that Swag manages to find kills at are just like he does
like
right there.
one?
Just seems to perfectly know exactly where he needs to hop up to find the kill. And now 5 kills on the board for him. Actually misses the jump up onto the second piece of railing, but he spots Raven.
Man.
And he's in the zone right now. 6 kills on the board for Swag through the first 2 rounds, and looking like they might be able to make quick work of this Truly team in game number 2 as well.
Swag definitely doesn't want to lose marksman of the split to Cheddar this time around again.
It's going to be a tight race with the way things are going right now.
Oh, absolutely. This has been one heck of an opening to the season, as we this time we do not see anybody challenge Swag for the spawn snipe. And we will get the 1-for-1 trade there. And a very quick bomb plant coming out of Hacks. This is going to force the side of Truly to be fighting against the clock here, as Zia just barely makes it out alive. Never mind. Turns around, runs into Hacks.
And the round's over. All right. 3-0 in favor of Nova Imperium. And like we said, this one may be ending quickly. Vague rocking the MSMC, which we haven't really seen be used a whole lot recently in Call of Duty Mobile Competitive, but actually is technically the fastest killing full auto gun in the game. And one Nova player actually very nearly kills himself as Swag, once again, landing the initial snipe on to Zia, trying to land one through the smoke as well. Not quite able to do it, although very nearly was able to get one. going to hop up onto the side area that he's been pretty successful playing so far. Actually spots, I believe that was Clashy right across, and I believe hit the stairs right there. Wasn't able to land the shot. He does have Fusion over on the other side, missing that shot as well. And now in a 1v3, going to be a tough one to close out, as it looks like Truly may be able to get their first round of the night. Swag actually going all the way back into spawn to see if he can maybe get a pick. Going to need to get the bomb in order to be able to get the plant right here, and spots one player, takes out Solid right there. Doesn't land the shot on Diffusion, but evades the counter, takes out Clashy. Can he clutch the 1v3? Now in a 1v1, he hits the shot on Diffusion, and Swag clutches the 1v1, or the 1v3, now 10 kills on the board. Oh, the disrespect right there. Oh man, that's just painful to see if you are a Truly fan. And Swag obviously still content to play that mid angle very nearly, picks up another kill. 10 kills through 4 rounds, and just nothing going for Truly right now. Multiple players at 0 kills. Swag picks up another one onto Zia, and they just have not been able to do anything up against the sniping power of Swag. We thought we might see 2 snipers, but it seems like 1 was all they needed, and just like that, Raven, the last man standing, a 5-0 lead going the way of Nova Imperium, and looking like they might be able to close this one out with a sweep.
This has been a crazy dominant performance by Swag here. 11 kills on the board, looking for another opening snipe, unable to find the connect. He does get hit markered, so he's gonna have to watch out here. Can he find Zia through the smoke? Not
he
quite
very nearly got that.
He wanted it.
Yep.
I mean, he was spraying into that smoke. He wanted it bad.
Yeah, he is going to push. Actually, right
Oh
side,
my
and I guess this is
goodness.
the side that he's been going the majority of the time. Actually running Tracker to try to get a little bit of an advantage, and ends up hit marking right there. But Zia actually lands the shot onto Vague, making the 1v2 a little bit more doable right here. Seeing if he can maybe peek an angle to land a shot, and he gets the one onto Hex. May be able to avoid the sweep, not able to land the shot onto High, but he hits the follow-up. And Zia actually clutches, I believe, a 1v3 right there. I think he had 4 kills that round. I believe he had a goose egg going into that one, and comes away with 4 kills to give Truly at least 1 round in this matchup.
That does sound right, and we do have Zia maybe waiting to see it, to convince Swag he wasn't going for that opening pick there, and it will be Zia moving up. I mean, I don't know why teams have been doing this. I'm not really a fan of giving your sniper the bomb, but Zia finds a double. Can he find the triple?
Oh, just barely missed the shot onto Hex. That would have been huge. We do. Oh, it's actually Nova with the 1-player advantage. Solid gets the frag, but Vague picking up the refrag right there. We do have shots coming out of Raven. Vague pretty weak, but Hex pushing on the counter right here, and I believe trolling at this point. Raven has not been able to hear him and just lands a couple shots from up above, and it will be the 6-1 win, as we do have Nova Imperium getting the 2-0 sweep against Truly.
Yeah, just for everybody to know, it does say Nova Academy on the stream. This is something that they have just recently changed. It is now Nova Imperium, so expect for Tuesday's matchup for that to be fixed, but it is obviously the same team. So, I mean, a big convincing performance. I mean, obviously this is a pick-up winning team here, so kind of no surprises that they came through with a bit better of a performance. Again, a team that struggled to come online in the last season was able to finish things out really strong, and they have started this season with a phenomenal performance. And as long as they can keep this energy moving forward, I don't see why we wouldn't see a team playing it this strong make it all the way into the finals.
Yep, for sure. We are going to be hopping into our final matchup of the night. More than likely, the one that most of you are waiting for is going to be Tribe Gaming versus Nova Champs. 2 teams that could very well encounter each other in the stage for COD Mobile Championships, which will be taking place, I believe, 2 weeks from Saturday. So definitely keep your eyes out for that one. You may see some familiar faces casting over there. We are waiting to get our players loaded in for our final matchup of the night. I do have Marshy online. Not sure if he will be playing with Tribe in this matchup, but should at least be able to invite him in.
Ideally.
Yeah.
That would be nice. Man, what an exciting day to be day 2 in the tournament. I mean, like, phenomenal performances out of a lot of these teams.
All right. We're getting, and actually an appearance from Childs, who has not played with Tribe a whole lot recently, but obviously on their qualifying roster and looking to get some practice in before Stage 4 of the North American qualifiers. For those of you who may have missed our gameplay on Tuesday, we do have 2 teams in Mobile Mayhem that were picked up by Nova Esports. So that's a fairly well-known mobile esports organization. Nova Champs is the former DICE roster that qualified for Stage 4 of the COD Mobile Championships. And then Nova Academy is effectively an all-star roster of players from a couple different teams that basically all merged together and definitely had a pretty solid performance in our most recent game, getting the 2-0 win up against Truly. We do have Nova loading in right here, so hopefully we'll be able to get them fully loaded in, and we should be good to hop into match number 5.
It's just kind of been a pretty quick day. I mean, granted, we did have some game 3 action early on. I feel like everything's moving along today pretty smooth, and I like it. I like it.
For sure.
Good positive energy here.
We actually get Aerith loaded in for Nova right there. Content creator for Call of Duty Mobile, so obviously not a part of the official Nova roster, but we've seen her play with them a good bit. Definitely going to be playing the sniper role for them, especially as we head into Search and Destroy, so we'll see if they're able to continue to build on some of that chemistry that they've started with previously.
And again, Tribe, a team that we saw struggle all through last season. I mean, never really saw a good day out of them last season. I think they came through Tuesday with a phenomenal performance. So I would definitely like to see them pull that energy together here. Little B, I mean, I said it on stream on Tuesday, and it's something we haven't heard for a while. Little B popped off super strong on Tuesday. Top fragged for his team in every game. And unfortunately, they were, we talked about it a little bit earlier on the stream, due to some persistent score streak action. They had a lead in domination and then were unable to keep up with the score streaks. So, definitely something to look forward to today. Maybe they can be a little bit more in command of those streaks going up against Nova Champs. Obviously going to be a little bit of a struggle as this is a incredibly strong team that has pulled together
oh my gosh,
really good players.
I did not realize Gloria actually took the number 1 gifted sub spot. I appreciate
developing the shotgun
meta
some
here
more in North America. We
sub hype in chat.
Use a lot of the buy 15, so definitely going to be looking for that. But I mean, this is a big measure for me as far as, did Tribe just have a good Tuesday? Are they finally, I guess, back?
Yep.
And this is a big game for them to test. This is a team that also struggled last season for quite a while, and we'll have to see if Tribe can come through with the performance that we would have expected to see out of them.
For sure. Just waiting on Leon and Aerith to get readied up, and we should be good to hop into Hardpoint on Summit, which is not a map that we typically see a whole lot of Hardpoint played on. I know it is one of the champs maps. A lot of
I want to see Terminal, man. I want Terminal. It's big, but it's so nostalgic to me. I want to see it so bad.
Definitely a lot of very long rotations on the Summit map, so having spawn control is going to be absolutely crucial for these teams. It'll be interesting to see how they go about it. It looks like Leon maybe rocking the shotgun for Tribe off the start. Not surprising to see on a close range map like Summit and in a game mode like Hardpoint, where pushing into that Hardpoint for initial control is absolutely everything. We do see them rotating from that left side and getting the push in right here. The Molotov is going to slow things down, but Saxy with only 5 HP remaining is going to get taken out. We will have Leon sliding into the hard point, throws the trip mine up top for a little bit of extra security. And pretty even start off the bat as both teams playing pretty passive.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised to see Lil B sitting this one out after the performance that he had on Tuesday's games, obviously. So we'll have to see if Marshy is able to come through and, you know, again, kind of fill those shoes, because honestly, I think Lil B is the one that kept Tribe in the games on Tuesday. You know, even though we talked a lot about it revolving around Tectonic, who is having a strong game here today, 4 kills on the board, a great spot for him to be in. Leon unable to find the kills there. He did pick up a double. But with 3 more members dropping down in front of him, it does fall. Slight lead here for the side of Tribe right now, as they are, they do have a couple points here over the side of Nova, but obviously just 10-point difference here early on. A lot can go either way.
Yeah, Aerith top fragging for Nova right now. 5 kills on the board for her. Not quite able to land the shots on the Childs, and actually Tectonic using the good old trusty LK24 red dot setup that we've seen him use so much. Really sticking to it and continuing to dominating with it, just because he has managed to create a build that fits his playstyle so well. We do have Bolu sliding onto the hard point to pick up a frag for himself. Cryo Bomb will go down. Not able to land the shots onto Saxy though, as he does get the double with the shotgun. Marshy slides in to get the refrag. Tribe will hold control of the point for right now, but with Molotovs just raining down on that hard point with easy access from both sides, more than likely not a ton of time on that hill for either team. We do have Tribe closing it out, and just a continued rain of Molotovs as they have been unbanned from Mobile Mayhem, as they won't be banned according to Champs rules. Saxy looking for the angle and probably going to get an RPG kill, just gets the hit marker right there. Actually, we have Childs.
Ooh, big gravity spike.
And actually 2 players using gravity spikes, as both Childs and Leon pick up a couple kills right there.
Saxy as well on the side of Nova, so definitely be looking out for that one. It is on board. I mean, honestly, not a big map for gravity spikes, but we do see Saxy does drop it there. Doesn't get a kill with the gravity spikes, but is able to find a double kill with that KRM.
Yeah, that was a really clean play, even after Tribe managed to dodge the gravity spikes. Managed to slide through and get the clean double kill. Only 2 shots needed for the 2 kills. We do have Tectonic with an Annihilator trying to get away with it, but Saxy says not today. And they're going to look to retake the rest of this scrap time, as both of these teams playing it pretty even. Definitely spawn control going to be absolutely huge for Tribe, as they would like to maximize their time on the next hard point. Bolu very nearly winning that gunfight, but not able to come away alive. And as they pick up the rest of this scrap time, we do have Nova rotating toward next, but Leon waiting on the inside of the hard point with a KRM. That's going to be a tough break to get. It looks like most of Nova will be pushing mid side right here. We'll see if Vitali's able to use that Annihilator to push a hole through this Tribe defense and maybe get a break right here.
Yeah, we will have to see, as we do have Nova was able to almost even things up off of that last point, as well as we do have Saxy getting in here, finds a kill. Vitalia as well is able to pick up a kill with that Annihilator, and this might actually be Nova turning things around and taking themselves a lead.
Yeah, they get the break right there. It looks like actually all cold-blooded in play for Tribe right now, as Vitali's RC card just sitting there. It actually does roll off right there, but he doesn't realize Bolu's pushing up. Bolu ends up getting that frag. Could have a retake of the point. Tectonic Gets the frag onto Saxy, looking up through, finds shots onto Lewis as well. The Molotov will burn a little bit, but it looks like it will be Tribe holding control for the rest of the scrap time, and these two teams still playing it very, very close. We will have Tectonic calling in his Goliath, and that is definitely going to be something he's going to try to get max value out of, avoiding the cluster strike for now, but now pushing into top control center to see if he can hold control right there and allow his team to get some time on this hill.
Yeah, absolutely. This is certainly a big game for both of these teams. Obviously, both of these teams have qualified for champs, so now here it's kind of just getting some practice in and trying to pick themselves up some extra rep here. Obviously, for Mobile Mayhem, we do have Aerith and Goliath here on point, so definitely going to have some good points picked up here on the side of Nova. As Tribe, they're trying to peek in and get some damage on it, but it is going to be Bolu getting dropped. Aerith still 619 health here. 15 kills on the board for herself. As well as when this Goliath drops, she has Operator ready, so definitely be looking out for that one. Lewis and Saxy as well, fragging really hard for the side of Nova as they cross the 130 point mark. This is a phenomenal position to be in if you are the side of Nova. Saxy picking up a sentry there.
We get Tribe calling in a cluster strike on the point. That's going to be big. Aerith still picking up kills as she's actually managed to escape it right there. Not landing shots on the Tribe player climbing the ladder and missing a few right here. She finally gets taken out. That's definitely the shot that Tribe needed, but Lewis has called his in. But Marshy gets the Pred missile. That's going to be huge. There are now 0 Goliaths in play for Nova right here. Tribe is contesting the hard point, but with 3 players on, it's going to be a tough break. There's an Annihilator in play. Leon is in the bottom of control center as well, and they're able to stop the contest. They're going to need to stop the sentry gun. Yeah, they're going to need to stop the sentry gun if they're going to be able to hold this. And Leon's got to try to get that sentry gun from behind, but they're holding it for the time being. He gets that frag, and he has a sentry gun too. If he can get that set up, they might have a shot at pulling off this win.
Yeah, definitely a close game either way. Gravity Spike's going to pick up 1. Marshy able to find his 2nd kill for Tribe there. Leon, as mentioned, with sentry down. Vitali does pick up a double kill. This game within just 12 points right now as the hard point is unlocked. And it looks like Tribe have control of this one.
Yeah, and like we talked about earlier, spawn control is so crucial for this hard point. You could see how Tribe very intentionally flanked all the way around to flip the spawns, and now that they've got control of it, it's basically a guaranteed win. As Nova's going to have to run the entire way across the map in order to clutch this one up. With Marshy on the hill with a Goliath, absolutely no shot for them. And the big turnaround, despite the high-value Goliath from Aerith, we do see Tribe coming out on top in game number 1.
Absolutely. Big performance out of Tech there. Did finish, I believe, 23 kills on the board. Let me hop on over. As well as Childs did incredibly well. I think he had 21. So big, 21. So big performances across the board there. Everybody on Tribe hitting double digits. Meanwhile, on the side of Nova, Kraken did struggle all throughout that game, finishing the game with just 5 kills. 5 and 17, definitely struggling. Hopefully going into game 2, we can see a little bit better performance out of Kraken, as well as maybe Vitali is 11 and 17 and 5 and 17. Definitely fed a lot of score streaks over to the side of Tribe.
Yeah, definitely not what you'd like to see if you are Nova. Kraken, new to the team and actually not a part of the team that actually qualified for champs, but was picked up as a part of the roster after losing Leon, as he joined Tribe following Clout leaving due to some personal issues, and so obviously he's still trying to get into the rhythm of things and just wasn't able to do so in game number 1. We will be hopping into Search and Destroy on Tunisia, and honestly, I would give Tribe the advantage here as well. I feel like that's the one mode that they've really learned to perfect their strategies in and everything else, and we saw them. That was the only mode they were able to take a map from Team Nova Academy on Tuesday, just because their strategy was so on point in all their approaches. So we'll see if they're able to close this one out in a 2-0 win. Obviously, and we may actually have Little B subbing in for Marshy right here. I'm 100% expecting that that's the case. There we go.
I mean, again, off of the performance that he had on Tuesday, I would absolutely expect it. While while everybody on Tribe did hit double digits, Marcy, I do believe, was trailing. I think he finished the game with 11. You know, you look at it compared to Tectonic, who dropped 23, Childs, who dropped 21. Bolu and Leon, again, did struggle a little bit. Some of that could be kind of team synergy. As you mentioned, Leon actually came off of this Nova squad here, so definitely going to have to see him working some synergy in. But we're spawning into Search and Destroy here, and this will be a big opportunity, especially on Tunisia, to see some sniper action, as we do have Lil B pulling that sniper out. As you mentioned, that was likely going to be the rotation coming in.
And we do have, obviously, Aerith sniping for Nova as well. Honestly, this is a little bit of a rivalry going back to when the tournament was known as Omen Challenger Series. I think Little B versus Aerith was one of the matchups that people always love to watch, and we actually see Tribe picking up 3 players off the bat, and definitely with the advantage right here. Aerith drops a Leon Saxy all by himself in mid, and is going to need to pick up the bomb and also take out 5 Tribe players, which is no easy task. He does get the shots onto Childs to win that gunfight, but still a lot of work to do if he's going to be able to close this one out. Little B does spot him right there. Obviously, no, he does actually re-peek, but Little B decides to reposition anyway, and obviously with the bomb down over on the A site, not a terribly difficult decision for them. Bolu does take a few shots, and Sexy's going to try to push that top area, but with 3 players in the area, Little B picks up the snipe, and it is a convincing 4-0 win in round number 1 for Tribe.
Yeah, definitely a big game for Tribe here. Again, this season is big for Tribe. I mean, they have a lot of fame to make up, as again, they were one of the favorite teams coming into season 2, and then just struggled all season long. I mean, again, we chalked a lot of it up to their performance from moving from iPad over to phone, obviously getting it ready for champs. This is a big game for them to see if they've really been able to turn things around and get their adjustments there. It is going to be Aerith, though, finding the headshot there onto Tectonic, and Bolu finding the return kill onto Vitaly. Oh, Lil B misses the snipe, and Kraken picks up the kill.
Yeah, I honestly am a little surprised to see him missing that one. Probably wishing he could have that one back, and now a 2v2 Kraken and Aerith versus Childs and Bolu. Aerith playing the backside of these boxes. You do have Childs waiting for her around the corner, and she actually doesn't spot him. Wins the gunfight! I don't know how that's possible, but now it's Bolu in a 1v2 after Aerith absolutely flicks on him right there. The bomb does go down over on the A site, and that is going to make things difficult for Bolu, as he does have 2 HG40s waiting behind him on the backside of these boxes. Picks up the sniper to see if he can get a pick right there, but Aerith on the other side and picks up the kill for 3 on the board for him, or for her, to tie things up at 1-1.
That's definitely what Nova Champs needed there, especially coming off of that loss. That comeback from Tribe so strong on the Hardpoint Summit. Now here, Search and Destroy on Tunisia. We have things evened out. Everybody on Tribe, 2 kills except for Childs. And then Aerith top fragging here on the side of Nova right now. 3 kills on the board for her, and then like that 4 as she opens one onto Little B.
Yeah, definitely a big kill for them, taking away the ranged option for Tribe and really opening up that mid area too to allow them to push wherever they want to. Nobody here defending for Tribe, and down a player. It's going to be tough with the bomb going down early for them to turn this one around. They do have Bolu sending out an RPG shot, not able to land it. Will push the top side, taking shots from the right, barely staying alive with 2 HP. We do have Vitaly picking up the shot onto Tectonic, and just snipes coming in left and right. We actually have Leon with one of the weirdest Locust builds I've ever seen. Childs picks one up. Oh, I must have. Childs gets the double. Can he get the triple? Oh my god, what the...
That was hilarious to watch. That was hilarious.
I really wish
Childs
I didn't have the
for the team.
I didn't have the reflexes to switch the Childs in time, but I just saw the RPG explosion. I was like, oh, no, I guess he wins.
Which is big for him, because we were just talking about him, the only one having the goose egg there on Tribe. So to pick up basically 1v3 clutch. I mean, obviously, we did have I believe it was Leon alive for the defuse, but picking up the kills for the team when they needed him to come online. So big performance out of him there. Leon looking for the surprise wall bang. Nobody there in the cellar, so definitely going to expect to see him making the rotation here pretty soon. We do have Lewis with the bomb, and actually really kind of clustered performance coming out of the side of Nova here. They started off going B, then they started moving back towards A, then they went back to B. Now they're kind of trailing somewhere in the middle as they are rotating once again back over to B.
And
so,
honestly, not very good timing because they rotate to be at the exact same time as Tribe. That allows Leon to pick up the frag, Little B with the snipe or with the nade onto Aerith right there. And just like that, Leon picks up another one. It's three players down for Nova right here. Saxy and Lewis
able to find tech though.
Yeah, that was definitely big. He's gonna rotate toward mid to see if he can maybe get another pick. I think he spotted Bolu crossing right there. He does. He's gonna try to chase right here. Here's shots from behind. And just like that, Saxy picks up the shots onto Bolu. Lewis taking shots onto Childs at 2v2. Leon gets the double with the pistol! Little B, no doubt, getting a little bit of an assist on both of those, but the pistols versus the SMGs, the pistols come out on top.
Yeah, absolutely. Big round there out of Leon. Found, I think, 4 kills that round. He found 2 snipes and then the double kill with the pistol. So
Yep.
excellent round from Leon there as he puts 7 on the board here, 4 rounds in. Tribe. Ooh,
I switched just in time to see him 180 flick. Obviously, he gets traded right there, but those are not the shots that he was hitting 1 month ago. And I know there are some people pointing out he started streaming on tablet. Anytime he plays comp, he does still play on phone. And obviously, definitely getting used to it now as he hits the snipe right there. Ooh, it is Nova Saxy picking up the frag to even things 3-3. And Aerith picks up the shot onto Leon. Now a 1-player advantage for Nova. Vitaly does have the sniper overlooking that B site. More than likely going to have a plant coming out of him relatively soon here as we have Tribe rotating all the way around the spawn side of the map. With the bomb going down, that's going to put a lot of pressure on them, especially down a player. We do have
I love this DLQ skin on Vitaly though.
Oh yeah,
I love this skin. It's so good.
It's definitely.
It's gotta be. Shot, though.
Yeah.
No.
Gotta be my favorite skin in the game. Definitely a must-have shot for Vitaly right there. Does throw, I believe, the flashbang or concussion grenade there. Misses that shot as well. A little bit surprising to see. Aerith, fortunately enough, is able to pick up 1, and now a 1v3 for Tectonic is not going to be very manageable with 10 seconds on the clock. He is going to survive right there. Gets the shots onto Saxy. Obviously not enough time to get the defuse. And we do have Aerith picking up the kill right there to bring things a little bit closer at 3-2.
Yeah, Nova Champs not out of this one yet. Obviously, Tribe made a big comeback in Game 1, but just 1 round away here in Search and Destroy. This is a big opportunity for Nova to push us to a Game 3 and potentially still take the win. Aerith having a really big game so far, 8 kills on the board. Saxy with the chopper out, absolutely looking for it, but gave his position away, throwing some projectiles there. Obviously, the Molotov and the cryo.
And we actually we got Leon making the switch from that odd sniper loadout over to the ICR, giving him a little bit more versatility. So we'll see if he can pick up a few more kills as he's currently top fragging for his team. Saxy, like you said, already dropping for Nova, and with the bomb down on the A site. Pretty manageable situation for Tribe. Tectonic, beautiful shots onto Lewis. Hits the shot onto Aerith as well as she hit markers him. And we got Leon with the RPG onto Vitaly to give Tribe the 4-2 lead. Quickly ending that round, and like we expected, Tribe just looking really good, really solid, really put together in Search and Destroy. Pretty consistent across the board. Bolu, the only person really struggling, and I'm not sure if Bolu or Tectonic is IGL. I hear different things from different people, but both definitely great strategists and both definitely playing a big role, even on the backside of the things that we can't really see. We see Tribe pushing mid right here, which is not something that we typically see a whole lot of. But Leon laying down shots onto Vitali. That's actually going to give them a free bomb plant right here. We do have Leon picking up another Kraken, able to get the trade. But it is a one-player advantage for Tribe. Aerith picks up the KN-44 and sees her flaming teammate Kraken on the way up the ramp. With a player down and the bomb down as well, this is going to be a tough spot for Nova. Aerith not able to hit the shot over top of the head glitch. Bolu staying alive. Tectonic picks up another onto Saxy, continuing to dominate, as is Leon, now a 3v2, making a 3v1. Tectonic lays down the final shots on Kraken, and now a 5-2 lead for Tribe Gaming.
Yeah, Leon having a massive performance here today. Obviously, a really big pickup for the side of Tribe. Hits double digits. Tectonic not too far behind with 8. Aerith struggling to carry Nova over here. They're certainly not having the best of games that they could be. As we do have Tribe once again making a aggressive A-side rotation. Does look like we are going to get the free plant here out of Tectonic. Ooh, he does take a little bit of damage
right there. Staying alive, not too much to worry about. Does get the Molotov out, taking more shots from behind. Obviously, with the bomb down, the situation becomes a lot more manageable, and we do have Tectonic spotting Lewis. Lands a couple of shots onto him. It just a really sticky spot for them to be, and
Nova turned around.
Yeah, they put themselves in a corner, and Nova just able to clean that one up easily. That is definitely the one downside of hiding multiple people in that spot, is if you're not able to get the picks on the entry points, if you get pinched in right there, there's just not a whole lot you can do, and we do see Nova coming out on top as a result of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And Tribe, they've got to still be in a comfortable spot. Even though Nova were able to pick up the win there, they do have a bit of a cushion. They do have 5 on the board. Nova obviously trailing behind at 3, so they have time to close things out here still. If they're able to pick up just a single round, then they will obviously close out a 2-0 victory over Nova. And Tribe certainly need that again. I mean, they were very close on Monday, but unfortunately some persistence misfortune happened to them. But again, signs of life this season, which we didn't see out of them last time around, as we do have 1-for-1 trade here. Kraken actually popping off mad hard for Nova these past couple rounds.
Yeah, and he was one of those players we pointed out had really been struggling. We see Leon landing some nice shots onto Kraken, actually taking them out. Saxy barely staying alive, and now the only hope for Nova. Leon slides the doorway, picks up his 12th and final kill. As we do have Tribe coming out on top, they do take the 6-3 lead. And if you're a Tribe Gaming fan, knowing the way that this team is playing, with still 2 weeks to go before Stage 4 of North American COD Champs, you're definitely happy to see the way that they've performed. We see Leon picking up 13 kills, 9 for Tech, 5 for Little B, 7 for Chell. Just great consistency across the board. Most players... Actually, 3 players going negative, but obviously didn't really make too much of a difference, especially with how dominant Leon and Tectonic were up at the top. And that will round out our games for the night. Thoughts on that final game?
I mean, I'm glad to see Tribe kind of back in the swing of things, having better performances. Nova, even though they weren't able to come through with a win here, there's obviously a lot of season left and a lot of potential from this team. I mean, Aerith, big performance today. Kraken struggled very early in respawn, but absolutely popped off like a madman here in Search and Destroy. I mean, just I think 2 kills shy of Leon. So there's definitely potential from the Nova squad here as well. It'll be something that we'll have to look forward to on Tuesday. But, you know, obviously, guys, make sure you guys in chat give a big shout out to our admins who work behind the scenes on getting a lot of this stuff together here for you. Obviously, they get a lot of these players into the match, and today went really smooth. So give them some love. And then Zillionaire in chat was a phenomenal mod today. Kept you guys up on the scores as well. So make sure you thank the admin team, guys.
Yep, for sure. But I appreciate everybody watching. As always, we appreciate Day helping out with the casting as well. I think we're working on getting something started in the near future where obviously we have the VODs replayable for Mobile Mayhem, both on Trovo and on YouTube, but we're going to start to have some stream highlights on his channel as well, so definitely make sure you guys keep an eye out on that. We'll be sure to link that whenever we have it. I don't know if it has officially been made yet, but we'll be sure to.
We are doing that tonight, actually.
All right, excellent. So we'll keep you guys updated on that. Make sure to show some love to whoever I decide to raid, and make sure to spam use code Bob in their chat. Hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay. If you did, make sure to drop a follow, drop a like, drop a subscribe, and we will see you guys next time.